Sulphur Springs Wildcats football is on the air. It's the Wildcats versus the Dallas Carter Cowboys in a bi-district game tonight from Greenville. Good evening, everybody. I'm John Mark Dempsey. Wildcats football is brought to you by Alliance Bank, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Farm Country, Hooten Hardware, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, J. Hodge Chevrolet. And by the way, thanks to J. Hodge Chevrolet for providing the Chevrolet Equinox, beautiful dark red vehicle this evening. So we enjoyed coming over in that. Saputo Dairy Foods, Christus Mother Frances Hospital, Copy Products, and BT Medical. The pregame is presented by Super Handy. Halftime will be presented by Galleon Insurance, Hall Oil, and Super Handy. So this is the third year in a row that Sulphur Springs has played the Carter Cowboys in a bi-district game, and Carter has won both of those games. Last year it was 41-35, and the year before that 37-33. Obviously offensive shootouts both games. And Tony, you said something to me just a few minutes ago before we came on the air, how important the first possession for Carter will be for the Sulphur Springs defense.
Absolutely, because Carter has run the ball at their will for 2 years in a row. Players have come, players have gone, but the stats are there and the historical factors. So if they come out and get the first series, their first offensive series, and run the ball and score, then that puts the doubt in your mind. So right now it's very important for the Wildcats to come out on the top of their game both ways. If we get that opening kickoff, then we need to take it down and let them know. We've played catch-up for 2 years in a row. Even if it's a one score and tie it up, we've been the one that's scoring to tie it. We need to have them chase a little bit.
I looked at the drive chart from last year's game, and the Sulphur Springs defense did not stop Carter until Carter's last possession of the game, and I think at that point they were trying to run out the clock.
It was just domination, and we scored. To our credit, we stayed in there and we scored and we made a game, and we could have won the ball game. That's how important, like we say, one stop. This is kind of like a tennis match, and you break serve one time, you win the match. So it'll be interesting. The first quarter is going to set it up.
I thought today that a stop is almost more valuable today in this game tonight than a touchdown.
It is for us. I truly think that. And again, like we say, players have come and gone. It's not the same Wildcats and the same Cowboys for today, but until we lay a plan out there and execute that plan, the history is in favor of the Carter Cowboys.
The guy to watch for Carter is the same guy to watch last year. Camden Patterson is a running back / quarterback, and also he will play receiver. In last year's game against Sulphur Springs, he had 5 touchdowns, including a 69-yard run. And he is being recruited by Mississippi State, and Coach Brandon Faircloth told me this week, you may have heard a few minutes ago, by Lamar. I would think Mississippi State would be the favorite there in that recruiting battle. But he will definitely be the guy to watch. 5'10", 190-pound senior. And he has 660 yards rushing, 9.6 yards per carry, and 2 touchdowns this season. He has 21 receptions for 365 yards and 5 touchdowns. And he has passed 30 times, completed 12 for 191 yards and 2 touchdowns with an interception. So Camden Patterson, remember that name? Christopher Miller is their regular quarterback. He's completed 55% of his passes for 873 yards, 11 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. They have a 1,000-yard rusher in Demarion Boozer, 1,086 yards rushing, 8.2 yards per carry for Demarion Boozer and 6 touchdowns. Tony, Carter runs the ball 75% of the time. They are very much a ground-oriented attack.
They like that, but if you're that good on the ground too, that accentuates your passing game. I look for this to be a running game on their side again until we stop them. If we can change their game plan, then so be it. We'll see whether or not they can pass, and that's. I think our defense has played better. We didn't necessarily play our best game last week, But this is a new season, and so let's see what we have.
Some other games have already been played. Very interesting score. Aubrey out of Sulphur Springs District, the fourth-seeded team.
Fourth place.
In Sulphur Springs District, beat Kimball, the number one-seeded team in Carter's District, 35-33 last night.
Yep, there was a couple of several Thursday night games, and that's an interesting fact. And sometimes you can read into it the strength of a district. We knew that our district was strong with, of course, Salina, but Panther Creek, Sulphur Springs, and Aubrey are quality football teams. So you've got four deep, somewhat like we ran into with our spring sports last year. We had good district stats and went into Van and some of those places, and all of a sudden got beat by a lower seed. We could be sitting in the same thing right here with these football districts.
Carter lost its first three games of the season in pre-district. They lost to Van 28-20. They lost to Panther Creek 48-11.
Okay.
And they lost to Longview Pine Tree, which is having a good year, 21-7. Then they won 6 out of their 7 games in their district, losing only to the championship team Kimball 14-7. So we are, I believe, about to have our national anthem played by the Sulphur Springs High School Band with the Wildcats, the home team tonight. And here is the national anthem from the Sulphur Springs High School Band. The national anthem from the Sulphur Springs High School Band here at T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium in Greenville. Good crowd of Sulphur Spring fans in front of us here on the home side, and a much smaller contingent of Carter Cowboy fans over on the far side of the stadium, but cars still coming into the parking lot, and of course everyone has not arrived as yet. Some other playoff games to tell you about involving our area teams. Commerce lost to Liberty Ilo last night, 51-35. Tony, Liberty Ilo went down this year from 4A1 to 3A1. You don't see teams drop 2 classifications very often.
No, but it doesn't surprise me for a school like Liberty Ilo because they shift all the time.
Mineola lost to undefeated Jefferson 54-27 last night. We're having our coin toss now. Chris Adams among the captains for the Wildcats, along with Caden Mitchell and Andre Serta. Also a captain for the Wildcats, Barrett Tessing. So we will have the coin toss here momentarily and be able to tell you who's receiving and who's kicking off, and it's almost as important who will be receiving to start the second half. Wildcats in their black jerseys tonight, which we've seen a couple of times this season. Royal blue pants, the white headgear. Carter's colors are red and light blue.
Carter won and deferred, so we'll get the ball.
Wildcats will have the ball to start the game, and Carter will have the ball to start the second half. Carter wearing metallic red helmets, red pants, white jerseys, and light blue numbers outlined in red tonight. The wind is a little bit of a factor. It's coming from the south, and won't be a huge consideration, but there is a little bit of a wind.
I thought I saw they took a poster out there with them, and there is, I think his number is 55, and they've also got his jersey over there. And I believe I remember a story earlier in the year where this young man was killed in a shooting over there, and so they are paying tribute to him all year, and that's quite a tribute to the players to keep him in their thoughts and so forth.
Right.
And we should too.
Of course, there's a tremendous backstory to Carter, and ESPN produced a 30 for 30 program of the 1988 Carter team that won the state championship and then had to forfeit the championship because of an ineligible player. And they have sent a lot of players to the NFL, including Jesse Armstead, Michael Crabtree, Darren Lewis, and Greg Hill, the two great Aggie backs that went on to play in the NFL, Lachey Matson, all of those Carter Cowboys. So Ulysses Bravo is the kicker for the Cowboys, and he has it teed up at the 40-yard line.
And he's not a real tall person.
No. He might hit 5 feet.
He hadn't got a lot showing for britches.
Here's the kickoff to the 6-yard line, and it will be returned for Sulphur Springs up to the 20. Is this Jackson Hare?
I think it is. Jackson.
Hare
there
gets by
goes.
the first man, and Hare at midfield, cutting back, and Jackson Hare all the way to the 40-yard line of Carter with the opening kickoff.
That's a great job. That's about a 55-yard return there. Jackson did a good job. Shouldn't surprise you setting up his blockers, and when he saw a shot, he took it. So great field position for the Cats. Going to start at the 41-yard line going in.
I've got that a 56-yard kickoff return by Jackson Hare.
Yes, sir. That's about right.
To the Carter 42-yard line. Gave a little wiggle there at about the 15-yard line, and he was free.
Yeah, I thought they had him there. Nope.
There's a bobbled snap. Caden Mitchell picks it up, and they still complete a bubble screen out to the left side. And this is for some good yardage for Sulphur Springs, and I think that might be Jackson Hare.
It was.
I believe it
Jackson.
is.
And he broke the ankles of the first guy that made him, and I think he might end up getting up and tackling him, but he sure put him on the ground. That's about a 7-yard gain.
And the snap was bobbled by Caden Mitchell to start off with.
But sometimes that throws the timing off on everybody. They're kind of flinch and see what's going on. So good positive yards on that first play.
Actually get to the 34-yard line, so this is 2nd down and 3.
Yep.
Wildcats moving left to right. Man in motion, that's Jackson Hare again. A bad snap there, or there's a mishandled snap, and Caden Mitchell has to fall on it for a big loss back at about the 45-yard line.
I think we need to change balls. That was right in his gut. I don't know if he took his eyes off of it right as he got there, but we got to get that figured out because we gave up that 7, and now we're looking at 3rd and 15.
So Wildcats now behind the chains.
That's an 11-yard loss.
Have to get to the 31-yard line for the first down here from the 45. Man in motion again. Mitchell rolling out, feeling the pressure, throwing downfield, complete, and close to a first down.
He should have it. It's right on it, but I think he's going to get it.
That's Wyatt Watson.
Yep, well, one of them's moving it. Come on, let's move it
Complete
and go.
to
There
the
we go.
31-yard line. That's a Hooten Hardware first down. And by the way, it was a J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff that Jackson Hare ran back 56 yards to the 42-yard line.
That was a great play by Mitchell there. He nearly got tied up in the backfield, and I think Hare's the one that knocked the blocker off of him, and he threw a good strike.
First down at the Carter 31. Snap to Mitchell. This time it's good. And Mitchell throwing to the flat on the near side, incomplete, intended for Chris Adams.
I'm kind of surprised we didn't have a flag there. It looked like we had 2 Carter Cowboy linemen jump, but they must have gotten back. Thought we had a free play.
2nd and 10 at the 31-yard line of the Cowboys. First possession, no score. Wildcats right away with a threat.
Deuce Hall in the backfield.
Right. One step to the left of Caden Mitchell. 3 men wide left, 1 to the right. Snap, and again, there seemed to be some problem there, but Caden Mitchell up the middle, gets past the tackler at the 5.
He's on him. He's in. They need to go.
They're going to say he's down at the 2.
I think they missed him. That's a great job of making something out of nothing there for Mitchell.
Did it look like he bobbled the snap again?
He dropped it. He just absolutely, I think he's just taking his eyes off of it, but he went down to it, and it just so happened that the right side of the whole line opened up a hole, and he sprinted through there. I really thought he scored because he was on top of a Cowboy defender, but we're going to go first and goal at the 2. Another Hooten Hardware first down.
Right. I believe that's the biggest ground gain for Caden Mitchell at 29 yards this year. First and goal at the 2. This is Deuce Hall in the ballgame at quarterback. Hall going to his right, cutting back. There's the touchdown.
There we go.
Wildcats take the lead, as Tony said they needed to do.
Yes, sir. Hooten Hardware first down on that one, too.
And Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go, Wildcats.
So so this is going to be a game of statements. We had the first statement now, and we've got Carter playing catch-up.
Here comes the extra point. Nathan Andrews will snap. Mason Cooper will hold. And Eric Rodriguez will attempt the extra point here. Wildcats on top 6-0, trying to make it 7-0. Snap, kick, up, and good. 7-0, Sulphur Springs. 9:06 left to go first quarter. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Just about to have the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff by Eric Rodriguez. He has it teed up at the 40-yard line. Wildcats 42-yard drive in 6 plays. This is the diagonal kick to the far side. And it's a fair catch at the 35-yard line for Carter by Jaden Lacey.
Yeah, into a pretty good breeze. I figured we'd get the pop-up. I thought we might go a little deeper there. So that's actually pretty good starting field position for Carter. They pulled it back to the 34. It gave us a yard. Felt sorry for us.
Well, here is a big possession for both teams.
Yes, very much so.
If the Wildcats can stop them on this possession, that is huge.
And I didn't say much on the first possession, but there is a ton of speed on this football team, both sides of the ball tonight.
Right. Looks like they have Camden Patterson at quarterback. They do. He tosses it. And this should be Boozer on the carry going to his left, and he is cut down at the line of scrimmage. Their 1,000-yard rusher. No, I beg your pardon. This is instead, Broderick Carrington. He is a freshman.
Gio Albera came in and torpedoed him and said enough of that for about a 2-yard loss. 2nd and 12. Great starting play.
They're behind the chains. Patterson passing to the flat on the near side. And here's a good gain. Down the sideline it goes to Charles Washington on the catch.
Fortunately, he stepped out at the 40. I thought he got about another 5. That's good. That's going to leave a 3rd and 4. So good job there.
Yeah. Got to the 40-yard line for a gain of 7 yards.
We had delayed. We're going to go back. So the play didn't happen. We're going to go back, and it's going to be 2nd and 17. I didn't see a flag.
I didn't either.
But now why has the head linesman got a flag for delay?
Has the referee given a signal on this yet?
Yeah, he did to start with, and he gave a delay. So I'm not sure it wasn't something else. Now it's a 10-yard penalty, so it had to be something else.
Had to be holding. A hold. Yeah, this pushes them back to the 22-yard line.
Yeah.
Here's a flare pass out to the right side, complete, and the gain is up to about the 30-yard line, and this is Demarion Boozer on the catch there. And he gets about 8 yards back there, so now 3rd and long. They're behind the chains.
3rd and 14.
Needing to gain 14 yards, as Tony said, up to the 44-yard line.
So far, they've just shown swing passes and trying to get people out in open spaces. So huge down right here. Keep them behind the chains, make them punt. There goes another quick pass.
Going to the near side, complete at the 35-yard line and run out of bounds at about the 39.
Yep.
And it'll be short of the first down.
It's going to be 4th and 5, so we'll see. It looks like they're trading in and going to play field position and punt. If that's the case, we got to watch out for a fake first off because it's in near midfield. But if so, That's a great job it's already a great job by the Wildcat defense to force 3 and out, even with the aid of a penalty.
Charles Washington made the catch, and he came up 5 yards short of the first down. So, looks like the punting unit is in, and this is
get out
this
of the
is
way.
not the quarterback back there, so the punt is short and will roll to the Sulphur Springs 39-yard line.
We'll go from 39 to 39 on the punt. That's the goodness. So now we've made 2 statements. We can really get it going here with the offense if we can drive this one in. 7:37 left in the first quarter, and so far it's been Wildcat. Let's see if we can put a third Wildcat to it.
30-yard punt by Derek Duncan of Carter. Wildcats lead at 7-0 and now have first down at their own 39-yard line after holding Carter on its first possession. Handoff up the middle. Jackson Hare going to his right, cutting back, bouncing outside, and into the secondary, and a beautiful run by Jackson Hare, and that'll be a Hooten Hardware first down.
They're putting him about a half a yard short. I think they hosed us for a couple of yards there, but second and a foot, we can do anything.
Yeah,
Classic Jackson Hare there. He dipped inside, gave him that right hip, and then planted and took it out to the outside.
So this is second and less than 1. Ball on the far hash. They move left to right from the 48-yard line, and it's a quick out to Skylar Lewis.
Yep.
Yeah, makes the catch and gets past the first tackler, and then is brought down at the Carter 42-yard line. But that is a Hooten Hardware first down.
Hooten Hardware first downs, absolutely. Nothing to that, just pitch and catch. They're giving Skylar a lot of room right now, so some of those catch it and toss it and put them out there one-on-one. Let the athletes decide this game.
First down at the Carter 42-yard line. Wildcats lead 7-0. And off to Deuce Hall. No, this is Jackson Hare again.
Yep.
Off left tackle.
About 6.
Dipped to shoulder and got outside the containment to the 37-yard line. About 5 yards.
So far, the offensive line is moving Carter out. Carter's defensive line is not big at all, it doesn't look to me. They're probably fast, but if we can hold them up on that initial charge with our quality backfield, we can do something.
It's a gain of 6 for Jackson Hare. So this is second down and 4. Andre Serta lined up as the H-back outside the right tackle. Now they give it to Jackson Hare again off left tackle, and he's going nowhere this time.
That was a draw that went too quick, and that one didn't look good from the get-go. We lost a couple, so now we're going to be 3rd and 6.
Darian Williams, linebacker, made the stop for Carter. It's a loss back to the 38.
This will be 4-down territory right here, so we don't have to have all of it at once, but hopefully we can go ahead and knock that Hooten Hardware first down out on this play.
3rd and 6. Need to get to the 32-yard line. Man in motion from left to right. Wildcats in the spread. Caden Mitchell passing in the flat near side, complete, and then bumped out of bounds going down the sideline.
Skylar Lewis, what a catch.
Skylar Lewis, and a nice run after the catch.
I don't see how he caught it to start with because the defender was behind him and the ball was on the line and he had an opportunity to intercept it. Skylar just reached up there and snatched it and then took it on. Hooten Hardware first down to the 22-yard line.
16 yards on the gain to the senior Skylar Lewis from the senior Caden Mitchell. Despite those two seniors contributing so much, this is a very young Sulphur Springs team, though.
And Mitchell's on the sideline, so Deuce is in there on this one, and he's keeping it.
Fakes to Jackson here, going left and into the secondary. He's going to score,
Lord.
standing up. Nobody touched it.
There we go. That's why you put him in there for a change of pace. That's a 22-yard Hooten Hardware first down.
And Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go, Wildcats. That is the touchdown that they scored on the first possession last week against.
And got called back.
It got called back against Panther Creek.
Same thing. So there's nothing but Wildcats right now. So we can turn this in, but there's a lot of ball game left.
13-0 Sulphur Springs. Eric Rodriguez in to attempt the extra point. Waiting on the snap. Yeah, the kick on the way, and the kick is good.
I think that was a low snap.
It was.
Great job by the holder.
It's Mason Cooper.
Mason Cooper, great job of saving that play. You never know, that point may be the one. So great job, Wildcats, to this point. 5:31 left in the first.
Sulphur Springs 14, Carter nothing. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Here's the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff, and the return by Carter from about the 5-yard line on a deep kick by Eric Rodriguez, and the return by Curvante Crawford only gets out to about the 18-yard line.
That's a great job of coverage there. When you start at the 5 and go to the 18, that's great coverage, and the Wildcats had about 4 guys stayed in their lane, so he couldn't cut. All he could do is go straight up, and they converged. So now we got a chance for a real big series if this Wildcat defense can force another punt. It's still in this first quarter.
It's a 61-yard drive by Sulphur Springs in 6 plays, 22-yard run by Deuce Hall, his second touchdown of the night, and that gives him 13 touchdowns for the season.
I think we're fixing to see Mr. Patterson's legs on this series.
Camden Patterson. The man in motion. They fake the handoff to the man in motion and now give it to, I believe that's Demarion Boozer, their 1,000-yard rusher it is, and he's got a good gain out across the 25 to the 26-yard line, about 8 yards there.
Yep, 2nd and 2. And Carter won't, for the most part, the way I've seen it lately, they won't break from their game plan. They're going to run the football, so we can stay with our defense and just be tough.
Alex McCormick made the tackle. Here's the snap to Camden Patterson, and so far they're going with him at quarterback. They have another quarterback, Christopher Miller. But he gets a couple of yards for the first down to the 30-yard line. Camden Patterson, again, last season in the bi-district game against Sulphur Springs, had 5 touchdowns, including a 69-yard run.
Okay, they're checking. The Wildcats were offside, so they're going to end up taking the penalty, and it'll gain another couple of yards. It's still going to be first down. I thought I saw a flag over there on the far side.
Your eyes are better than mine then.
Well, I was seeing the referee talking to the other one, so I cheated. I kind of know where to look for referees. So.
Right. So this would put them at the 33.
About the 33. They're going to gain 2 yards if they take the penalty. There's a signal for offsides. They're going to put it at the 41. I don't think they got the full 5. They're going to get their first down. We'll take it right there. They had the first down anyway.
Yeah. Get to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, but Patterson on the run. Last year he did a lot of that from the quarterback too. So
again, snap to Camden Patterson. It looked for a moment like we weren't quite ready for the ball to be snapped, but he did take the snap and then ran up the middle for a few yards to the 34.
Same thing. It looked like they hit him on the hip with it, and he wasn't necessarily ready.
So that is a gain of make
3.
it 3. Yeah.
Yep.
So 2nd and 7 for Carter. Wildcats lead 14-0. 4:13 left to go first quarter. This is the second possession for Carter. Snap to Camden Patterson. Reading his blockers, step to his right, cuts it back a little bit, and works his way up to about the 40-yard line.
39, going to be 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2. So far this is just Patterson just getting the ball and seeing what he's got. That's not a bad option.
From the 39, 3rd and 2. 3 men to the near side, 1 to the far side, a pistol back behind Patterson. Ball on the far hash mark, they move right to left. Play clock is not working here, is it? Snap to Camden Patterson. He lost the ball. Loose ball. He may have gotten it back.
He got it back. He got lucky and got it. It was out there for a couple of seconds.
He's the luckiest man in the stadium.
And that being a 3rd down, even though he got it there, he can get it in advance of the fumble. So first down for Carter. But the Wildcats are still getting good pressure on them. 3:12 and running in this first quarter.
14-0 Sulphur Springs. 2 touchdowns by Deuce Hall. 2 good drives by the Wildcats. 56-yard kickoff return by Jackson Hare to get things going. Man in motion, left to right. Snap to Camden Patterson, going to his right, and he has fumbled this time.
We got
it. It is recovered, and I believe this is Grayson Hardy with the fumble recovery for Sulphur Springs.
I think so. He juked one too many times, and that second defender came in there. Now they're saying second down.
Oh, mercy. How did that happen?
Yep, they must have dug in there, just stayed with it. That's a shame because we had him.
Well, I was sure I saw Grayson Hardy fall on the ball.
Yep, I thought so. But when you get a scrum down there, that the strongest man wins.
So the gain on the play is to the 50-yard line.
Yep, it's going to be second and 3.
And I'd call it 2. Our PA announcer, John Bailey, says 3, so we'll go with that.
Kevin Woolley.
Oh, is it?
Kevin Woolley, yes, sir.
Oh, I'm way off then. And
Still
up the middle they go.
Yep, gain 1.
Short gain. And that is the Marion Boozer to the Sulphur Springs 49-yard line. So 3rd and 2. Big play here for both teams with Sulphur Springs leading 14-0.
I'm sure they'll go 2 plays if they have to right here at midfield. But let's see if we can put something on them right here.
Boozer, the pistol behind Camden Patterson. Snap to Patterson, and they get Boozer at the line of scrimmage.
No gain.
That's Nathan Andrews.
That's a great job. One-on-one, took him to the ground. So no secret here. Carter will go for it. They'll shock me if they don't.
Barrett Tessing is also in on that tackle for Sulphur Springs.
It's a great job.
And 1. Really, I'd say it's
that's
more
a better
like 4th
part
and
of
2.
2. Yeah, they kept it right where it was.
Yeah, 4th and 2 at the 49-yard line of the Wildcats. Ball between the hash marks. Carter moving right to left. Sulphur Springs leading 14-0 late first quarter. Handoff. This goes to Boozer. Big hole for Boozer. He'll have the first down and more. Boozer still on his feet to the 35-yard line of the Wildcats.
Nearly had him right there before he got to that hole, but it just didn't quite hold true, and that's all right. First down for him at the 35-yard line.
14 yards on the gain to Boozer.
50 seconds in running, so this first quarter is not taking long. Lots of running plays and completed passes.
First down Carter at the Sulphur Springs 35-yard line. Camden Patterson in the shotgun. 2 wide left, 2 wide right. Patterson backpedaling, throws to the left, incomplete.
30 seconds. First, soon as I talk about a running clock, they throw an incompletion.
14-0. The Wildcats on top.
That sounds good. Sounds a whole lot better than the last 2 years.
30 seconds left in the quarter. 4 men wide to the far side, 1 to the near side, empty backfield. Camden Patterson takes the snap, going to his right, cuts it back, gets away from a tackler, and he's out the gate, coming to the near side. 20, 10, 5, and out of bounds, somewhere around the 5.
6-yard line. Yep, they spread 3 receivers out there, and I was just about to say Patterson's fixing to take this one and see what he's got. And we nearly had him right at the line of scrimmage, but I've said that a couple of times too. We've got to we got to get him. And he's a great back.
He is very elusive.
Yes, absolutely.
Very slippery. I've seen that on video, that how many times he's almost down. Yeah, 29 yards on that game. First and goal at the 6. Wildcats lead 14-0. Patterson counters, hands to Boozer. Between the tackles, Boozer lowers his shoulder down to the 3. It's a long, sustained drive here by Carter.
32 was in there first, coming around the corner. That would have been T.J. Bolden, and then he had some help. That's going to be the end of the first quarter, and that referee didn't do a good job because that the guys got to take it 97 yards to the other end.
Wildcats lead 14-0, but Carter threatening as we go to the second quarter, and this is Wildcats football on KSST. Wildcats football on KSST, brought to you by Alliance Bank, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Farm Country, Hooten Hardware, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, J. Hodge Chevrolet, Saputo Dairy Foods, Christus Mother Francis Hospital, Copy Products, and BT Medical. Wildcats lead 14-0, start of the second quarter, but Carter at the Sulphur Springs 3-yard line, second down and goal. Now moving to the south end zone at T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium.
This one's going to the top. No, they go up the middle.
Patterson handing off to Boozer. Boozer going to his right, cutting it back, and he's in for the touchdown.
He made it. 3-yard touchdown.
So that is an 82-yard drive for Carter. 12 plays.
That's their version of a statement back at us. We're still up one at least, and they haven't stopped anything yet.
7th touchdown of the season for Demarion Boozer. Extra point to come here from Ulysses Bravo. What a great name, but they're going to fake it.
That was a high snap.
He's running
for his life.
Now he's throwing. He's got a man in the end zone, and it's complete for the 2-point conversion.
Yep, that wasn't by plan. That was a high snap, and they just did a good job of running, and Cats didn't have anybody out there. So that's an extra point that we didn't expect. We hadn't got it on the scoreboard yet. They got a 14-7. And it's really 14-8 with 11:52 left in the second quarter.
Dermonico Townsend, the holder, scrambled to his right, then threw back to his left, and it was complete. 14-8. Sulphur Springs leads. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Here comes the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff for the Carter Cowboys. Now trailing 14-8 to Sulphur Springs. Tony Carter almost lost the ball twice on fumbles on that drive.
They did. I'm not so sure they didn't have a third one there that kind of bobbled, but they were very, very fortunate.
Here's the kickoff by Bravo, taken at the 7-yard line. This one's bobbled twice by Jackson Hare. Now going to his right and hit and breaks a tackle. Jukes another man. 15, 20, look out. 25, 30, 40 down the sideline on the far side. Crosses the 50, still on his feet. 30, 20, he's going to score.
Yeah,
Jackson Hare.
We're going to have a flag at the 24. I was afraid right when that scrum came. I don't know if it was legit, but we're going to start back. We're going to start at the 34-yard line. Still an outstanding way to start that drive.
He twice bobbled the ball at the 5-yard line, but that threw the Carter coverage team off, I think. And then broke the first tackle, broke another tackle, worked his way over to the far side, took it all the way, but it's coming back.
Yeah, there was some contact there. I couldn't tell because there was 2 or 3 players, but I saw the flag. So anyway, we're going to start at the 34 with the penalty.
That's another great kickoff return by Jackson Hare.
I bet they quit kicking to him. Reckon they're taking notes?
I think they said blocking the back there, Tony.
Okay.
Rather than holding.
Same deal, just whichever way they want to do it.
So Tony had it right. It goes back to the 34.
That's still great field position. And again, nothing on the offensive side of the football from Sulphur Springs except what Sulphur Springs wants to do tonight. So as long as we take it in, all Jackson lost was a kickoff return for a touchdown. And he's an unselfish player. As long as we score, we're good.
I've got that a 59-yard kickoff return by Hare, and he had a 56-yard return to start the ball game. Wildcats lead 14-8. Here's a draw play. Deuce Hall pops through.
That was close. He took a little sidestep, and if he hadn't lost his balance, he got about 6 or 7. I think it's going to be 2nd and 4, gain of 6.
Gets to
these
the
guys
29,
are fun.
Yeah. 2nd and 4. Ball on the far hash mark. They move right to left. Mitchell handing off up the middle, and this is Deuce Hall again. He's got the first down as he shows surprising power down to the 21-yard line.
Another Hooten Hardware first down to the 21-yard line. Deuce can act like a zipper and turn sideways, and they can't get him. He's a slender man, but he runs hard.
8 yards on that game. Caden Mitchell takes the snap, and here's a bubble screen to the near side to Jackson Hare. Uses his blocker to get by one man, and dodging this way and that, works his way down to the 10-yard line.
He is amazing. We got a stoppage of the clock. I think they're going to give us a Hooten Hardware first down on that one because I don't think he went out of bounds. Come on, let's move the chains. Well, maybe he did go out, so it's going to be, well, they've got a first down and they've not moved the chains. I don't know what's happening.
10 yards on the gain to Hare.
Yep. They don't know. They're saying second and about a foot.
Yep.
We'll go there.
And now whistles.
We're going to talk about it.
Yeah, that looked like a first down to me.
My man wants him to have a first down. There we go. He won. The man on the chains won. We got a Hooten Hardware first down out of that for Jackson Hare, and that's what it should have been.
First down at the Carter 11-yard line.
So Wildcats, we can still make a first down. We don't have to score.
Wildcats lead 14-8. Snap to Caden Mitchell. Give it to Jackson Hare. Draw play up the middle. Hare rumbles down to the 1-yard line.
Going to be a little short of the first down, which is just fine. Going to be 2.5 yard at inside the 2. The Wildcat line is opening some holes. They're showing some dominance tonight.
We'll name those Wildcat offensive linemen when we get a chance. Mitchell handing off. Jackson Hare, touchdown.
You or I could have walked in on that one. That was so wide. What a job by that offensive line. And once again, Sulphur Springs is telling Carter High School, we're coming for you this year. Hooten Hardware first down on that score, too.
And Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go, Wildcats. That offensive line for Sulphur Springs, Vincent Johnson, Aiden McCarroll, Jeff Stevenson, Josh Lopez, and Zach Brown.
So that's just what you're supposed to do. We lost a touchdown from a kickoff and turned it into a 34-yard score and just drive it down.
Nathan Andrews will snap. Mason Cooper will hold. The kick by Eric Rodriguez on the way and good. Sulphur Springs leads 21-8. And Wildcats football continues after this on KSST. Here's the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff by Eric Rodriguez with the Wildcats leading 21-8 after that 1-yard touchdown run by Jackson Hare. And that is the 15th touchdown of the season for the Wildcat Junior. Kickoff to the 5-yard line will be returned by Charles Anderson for the Carter Cowboys, and he gets across the 20-yard line to about the 21-yard line before he's brought down.
I think that was James Johnson rode him down on the outside. Looked like number 12. It was a good job. Again, going for the outside, showing their speed. I said earlier tonight, there is speed to burn tonight, and both teams are displaying it, but right now our Wildcats have got a little extra push off of that turf.
34-yard drive in 5 plays for Sulphur Springs, set up on the 59-yard kickoff return by Jackson Hare. That was a touchdown, but was called back because of a block in the back. But the Wildcats go on to push for the touchdown, and Jackson Hare gets it himself on the 1-yard dive up the middle. Faking handoff to the man in motion is Camden Patterson, and he keeps it himself. Gets 2 or 3 yards out to the 23-yard line.
Good job of holding in, because we're going to see a steady dose of Patterson. That's what we saw last year. And I can already see that's what's going to happen, except number 5 looks like it's in there right now.
Well, this is Christopher Miller, who's their regular quarterback.
And I think Patterson may have gone out.
No, I think he's the back to the right of Miller.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
3 wide left. Miller takes the snap, goes to his right, cuts it back, nowhere to go. Manages to get a couple of yards to the 26-yard line.
Going to be third and a long 5, short 6 is what it's going to be. Good job by the entire defense there. Again, Carter has have they thrown a pass?
I don't think
they
so.
Threw
well,
one
yes, they
in,
did.
They threw one on the bum 2-point conversion.
Well, and they had a bubble screen.
Okay.
In the first quarter.
Okay, but yeah, they did two or three of them. But for the most part, they're still saying we're going to run the football.
This is 3rd and 6 from the 26-yard line for Carter. Snap to Miller. Miller throwing deep this time, but well out of bounds as the receiver slipped down at midfield.
That one kind of reminded me of that Diet Dr. Pepper commercial where the mascot's throwing one to his girlfriend, and he misses by a full window. She said, that's why you're a mascot. That was not a pretty throw.
So the Wildcat defense, barring a fake here in which Carter should pick up the first down, the Wildcat defense has stopped the Cowboys twice here in the first half.
We've got two men back to catch the punt, which the only time he punted, it wasn't good at all. That's a little better one.
Ulysses Bravo with the punt, and it bounces at the 45-yard line. Tony doesn't like that.
Well, but it bounced up. It stopped within a yard of where it hit, so I'm going to be okay, but I don't like it. I want him caught. Great job by the defense, and once again, that's 3 stops out of 4 series.
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3 for the Wildcats. So here we can tell Carter, y'all just shouldn't have come in tonight with this series here. We need to drive it, score again. 8:14 left till halftime.
Wildcats lead 21-8. Now again, in the bi-district game last year, the Sulphur Springs defense did not stop Carter until the Cowboys' final possession of the game when they were trying to run out the clock. First down, Sulphur Springs at the Wildcat 45. Give it to Jackson Hare. Step to his right, cuts it back. Hare out the gate on the backside and is down to the Carter 39-yard line.
Hooten Hardware first down, and they've got no answer for Jackson Hare. And he is such a pleasure to watch. Not that the rest of these guys aren't, but this guy has a knack.
16 yards on the gain there. First down, Wildcats.
But this is the best the offensive line has looked.
Sulphur Springs from the Carter 39-yard on all kinds of movement at the line of scrimmage, but I don't see a flag, do you?
I see one on the 40. Yeah, there's one. We're going to decline it because we're going to get a first down out of it.
Pass to Skylar Lewis in the flat on the near side. He's out of bounds at the 27.
I hadn't seen a signal yet. There it goes. Offense decline.
12 yards.
Hardware first down for Skylar. He's got 2 catches, and they both could be on ESPN tomorrow morning. That boy's got some hands on him tonight.
12-yard gain to Skylar Lewis. Lewis coming into the ball game. 40 catches for 596 yards and 7 touchdowns.
27-yard line, first and down, going in.
Wildcats lead 21-8. And they give it to Jackson Hare. Big hole for Hare. He spins away from the tackle, still on his feet, and is down to the 13-yard line of Carter.
Amazing. They had him about 3 times, and he said he wanted to Hooten Hardware first down.
14 yards on the gain to Jackson Hare.
He's just amazing.
Hare coming into the game, 732 yards rushing, averaging 6.4 yards per carry. And another first down at the 14-yard line. First down at the Carter 14. Wildcats moving right to left. Snap to Caden Mitchell. Fakes the handoff, gives it to Skylar Lewis on the end around. Lewis going from left to right. Crosses the line of scrimmage and has a decent pickup here for Sulphur Springs to the 12. So that's, he didn't get as much as I thought.
That one went a little deep, and Carter saw it coming. Got a Carter Cowboy down, so we got a injury timeout at the moment.
Wildcats leading 21-8, 6:26 left to go first half. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Wildcats lead 21-8. Carter Cowboy player being assisted off the field right now.
He's walking awful ginger, so hopefully he can have a good recovery, but for the moment he's struggling a little bit.
Wildcats have second down and 9 at the Carter 13-yard line.
Yep. 6:25 and the clock running. Carter gets second half kickoff. Direct snap to
Deuce Hall.
Yeah,
up the middle he goes, down to about the 6 or 7 yard line.
About the 7. That's going to be 3rd and 4. That's a good gain there. Not a bad substitute to pull somebody in and put Hall in there.
Gain of 5. Again, Deuce Hall going left, using his blockers. Puts his hand out there to kind of guide the blocker and ward off the tackler at the same time. He gets to the 4, and he's close to the first down.
I thought I saw a first down signal, but I guess not. So it's going to be 4th and 1. No, we're putting the ball down now. So but now you don't wind the clock right now. They've got the clock running and they're checking to see if it's a first down.
Yeah.
Now they stop it.
Still shows 3rd down over there.
Stop the clock.
Tony, as most of you know, a 25-year high school football official.
I can't help it when I see stuff happening.
Now they're going to measure. Bring out the changes you have pointed out.
I think we might be just a hair short and go for it on 4th. They moved around, so it's not just an absolute true, but that's okay.
All right, the chains have arrived. They're more than halfway across the field. They stretch them. You can't see it from here quite. A little bit short.
Down. Yep. I thought he was where they marked it was a little short, but we'll go for that because we don't want to show them any weakness at the moment. Inches
short. 4th and less than 1 at the 3-yard line. Just inside the 4.
Yep, looks like we're putting in our beef. I think number 44, is that Truth Holmes? Looks like he was shuffling into the offensive huddle, and there he goes.
Yep, big Truth Holmes being there. Andre Serta, the big H-back.
I think we're fixing to put, maybe 3,000 pounds going toward that field house to the north side.
Skylar Lewis, the only wideout. Deuce Hall is the quarterback. Snap it to Hall. Hall will have the first down. He has the touchdown.
Hooten Hardware first down for the touchdown, and Deuce Hall is 3 for 3.
4-yard run.
What a job by this Wildcat offense tonight, and I can't say enough. This is the Wildcat offensive line. I've kind of been less than complimentary at times because we have this ability. Tonight they came to play football.
Again, we'll name those linemen here for you in just a moment, but that's a 4-yard touchdown run by Deuce Hall to put the Wildcats up 27-8 with the extra point yet to come. Here's the snap, kick on the way by Eric Rodriguez. Kick is good, 28-8. Sulphur Springs, 5:20 to go in the first half. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Here comes the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff by Eric Rodriguez with the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. The Wildcats leading 28-8 over Dallas Carter, team that has beaten them twice in the playoffs in the last 2 years. And the kickoff by Rodriguez goes through the hands of the return man and into the end zone for a touchback.
Great kickoff, no return there. You almost giving up yards kicking it into the end zone here, the way our kickoff teams have been going.
Our Wildcat offensive line, Tony was bragging on. Vincent Johnson, left tackle, 6'5", 315 pounds, being recruited by Oklahoma, TCU, Texas Tech, and others. Aiden McCarroll at left guard, Jeff Stevenson at center, Josh Lopez at right guard, and Zach Brown at right tackle. And Tony, Zach Brown is the only senior in that group.
Yes, sir. The future is bright. And on that play, I'll say this after this play.
First down at the 25-yard line. And it's Miller again at quarterback, and he hands off to Camden Patterson. No, this is Boozer, Demarion Boozer, for about 6 yards. No, 5 to the 30-yard line.
McCormick made a great tackle there. On that touchdown play, we took our big guys and scooted them to the left on there behind Vincent. I think I heard the Carter defensive line yelling "Uncle" just before the snap.
Second down at 5. Christopher Miller, big fella at quarterback, who fakes the handoff, then lowers his shoulder as he goes up the middle and has the first down at the 36-yard line. Tony, he goes 6'2", I believe, and 200 pounds.
He's quite a good-looking athlete, and the Wildcats need to take everything serious because they've got the type people, too, that every play they can score.
Absolutely.
So we've got to stay with it. We've got things going our way right now, but this is where you have fun and make it snowball.
First down for Carter at the Cowboys' 37-yard line. Man in motion, and they swing the pass out to him. And it is complete, and he is out of bounds on the
about,
Sulphur Springs bench, and that is Camden Patterson.
Yep, just about 3 or 4 yards there. That's pretty good. And he ducked out. He didn't want. He saw 2 or 3 Wildcats fixing to pinch in on him, and he didn't. He took the good way out and saved a hit.
3 yards on the gain to Patterson. 2nd down and 7 from the Carter 41-yard line. 4:12 to go. Clock is stopped on that not incomplete, but the pass out of bounds. Play out of bounds. Wildcats lead 28-8. Snap to Mitchell. He backpedals, throws over the middle. It is picked off for Sulphur Springs.
Yes, sir.
Now that's Grayson Hardy on the pickoff. Grayson Hardy with the interception.
Got a flag at the 40-yard line, so we're definitely going to keep the football. But we got to wipe out here and see. There's a possibility of a block in the back there. That's right. So it's going to start at midfield. The big news is the Wildcats have the football, and it was a great interception by our center fielder, Hardy. 4:01 left in the second quarter.
Sulphur Springs leading 28-8. Second interception of the season for Grayson Hardy. It is a block in the back on Sulphur Springs.
Yep. I think that now we know why Carter concentrates on the run, too.
Yep.
They've been doing okay on swing passes. They tried to throw that one deep, and it was bad.
It's a return of about 23 yards by Grayson Hardy to the 42-yard line of Carter, but it's going to be pushed back to the Sulphur Springs 48.
48. They moved the flag on me. Cost me 2 yards. And so, 4 minutes and 1 second. We've got all 3 of our timeouts left. This needs to be 35-8 going into halftime with Carter coming out with second half kickoff.
Sulphur Springs has scored touchdowns on all 4 of its possessions in the first half.
Hadn't even shown a hiccup yet. So this is where, again, get behind that big line. Let's go north, young man.
Wildcats moving from south to north right now. Caden Mitchell, the senior quarterback, fakes to Hare.
He's there. He's
throws
there.
It deep for Skylar Lewis and through his hands at the 10-yard line.
Oh, he was 5 yards behind him. I think he was practicing his touchdown dance, and it just bounced off of there. Beautiful throw. Get your head up, Skylar. There's going to be more plays for you this half.
Wow.
That was nice.
Could have been a beautiful 52-yard bomb from Caden Mitchell to Skylar Lewis. But Skylar's had his moments already here in the first half, and he'll have others.
So now the biggest thing is let's don't consider that a throwaway down. We got to get our first down and move on down the line. We don't really want them to have the ball again this half.
2nd down and 2 at the Sulphur Springs 48-yard line. Wildcats moving right to left. Snap to Mitchell. Passing to Chris Adams over on the far side. A leaping catch. Did they say?
I think he got knocked out of bounds. He might have come in, but they knocked him out.
Say he was out of bounds.
Yep. That was Adams there, wasn't it?
Yes.
That was a very nice catch. Throw was a little behind him. So 3rd and 10. We haven't faced this tonight. We've had it one time, and we did okay with it, so we need to resurrect those thoughts. We got Deuce Hall coming in.
Replaces Andre Serta, the H-back. So they'll have Hall and Jackson Hare in the game at the same time.
I don't have I can stand a coin on dead in the middle there and not care which one of those gets it. There is no loser.
Jeff Stevenson, the junior center, out over the football, snaps it to Caden Mitchell, rolling to his left, feeling the pressure, throws downfield, caught by Wyatt Watson at the 40-yard line and gets away from a tackler and is down to the 37 for a Hooten Hardware first down.
That's a great job. Mitchell had to make a couple of moves, and he stayed up, got his feet as square as he could. It's going to be at the 38, but still, that's a good first down. Great job of coming from behind the chains there and not having to use 4th down.
14 yards on the gain to Wyatt Watson, the senior receiver for the Wildcats.
3:23 left in the half, and the clock is running. So this should mean Carter can't get the ball this half unless we score quick.
28-8 Wildcats. Snap to Mitchell. Mitchell
There's Skyler.
gets it out to Skyler Lewis in the flat on the far side, and Lewis with a nice run after the catch here. He is close to the goal line.
I think
Lewis
he's
touchdown. Wow, what a run. Did he make up for that drop pass?
He told him that he still remembered he wanted that touchdown. What a job, and that was – he faked the ball to him, then threw just a little old dink pass, and that was Skyler had the ball at about the 30-yard line and took it the rest of the way. What a job.
38-yard touchdown pass, and most of it Skyler Lewis running after the catch.
Absolutely, and he took about 3 or 4 the Carter Cowboys in with him on those last 4 yards. I thought they were going to get him about the 2, but he took them.
Eric Rodriguez in for the extra point. He's been perfect so far tonight. He's been very busy. And this one on the way, and it is good. I think it just shaved the upright there.
I hope he doesn't pull a hamstring with all this work.
35-8, Sulphur Springs leads with 2:56 to go in the first half. This Wildcats football on KSST. Here comes the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff by Eric Rodriguez.
Looks like he's going to line up for a pop-up to the 30.
And he does kick it on an angle to the near side, and a fair catch called for at the 32-yard line by the returner for Carter. And that is Derek Duncan. So first down, Carter at the 32.
2:55 left until halftime. If Carter can break something, they've got a chance for a twofer. If you can get 14 points and make a 35-22 in that third quarter, but we're just saying that's an option. I don't like their chances myself.
52-yard drive in 4 plays for Sulphur Springs. 14-yard pass to Wyatt Watson on third down was a big play. And then the 38-yard touchdown pass from Caden Mitchell to Skyler Lewis on a little short pass into the flat that Skyler turned into a touchdown. First down, and here's the tunnel screen attempted by Carter, incomplete to Charles Anderson. Second down and 10 from the 32.
Yep. They're not built for passing, so if we can get them out of their game, I like it. We get a little incomplete pass right here, and all of a sudden Sulphur Springs needs to use a timeout and get the ball back and score again.
Second and 10 from the 32. Christopher Miller, the quarterback, takes the snap, backpedals. Looking to his left, going to run it up the middle, still looking downfield. Now he's crossed the line of scrimmage, and he is hit hard at about the 38-yard line.
Yep,
and momentum gives him the 39.
Going to be 3rd and 7. Clock still running. The Wildcats haven't done anything now. I promise you, if they stop them here, they'll take a timeout, try to get the ball back.
Now he gained 7, so it's his third and 3.
Yep.
3 wideouts to the near side, 1 to the far side. They move left to right. Pass to the flat.
He caught it, and that's going to give him his first down.
Charles Anderson, great catch.
That's a great catch.
Diving catch to the sideline.
So much for getting the ball back this half. They should. The clock's running now. It's going to go under 2 here.
Carter Cowboys moving left to right, 1 wide out to the far side and 3 to the near side as they move to the south end zone, which is to our right. Snap to Miller. Miller throwing deep. Has a man out there. Did he catch it? He got it.
About 17.
About the 20-yard line. That's Anderson again now, and they say he comes down at the 18-yard line.
Yep.
Big game.
I think they gave him the 17, but that's fine. 1:45 and the clock's running. So let's see if the defense can stick together and knock this one out without any score.
41 yards on the pass to Anderson. First down from the 18-yard line. Quarterback scrambling in the backfield. Mitchell, and now will run it and is close to a first down. Hit hard.
It's going to be a little bit short. Going to probably be 2nd and 1, and we're going to get down to the 1-minute mark. I'd a whole lot rather see them pass. They're dropping back, but we've got to contain whoever the quarterback is at the time because they're more dangerous as a runner than a passer. So we got to stay disciplined right here and finish this out. 1 minute and counting.
8 yards on the gain, 2nd and 2, just inside the 10. Christopher Mitchell takes the snap, looking to his left, now tosses it out in the flat on the near side to Patterson, and Patterson makes the catch, lowers his shoulder down to the 7-yard line, should have the first down.
I'm thinking that they may be a third, but they called timeout with 43 seconds regardless.
Now, you may be right. I thought he had it by the length of the football.
He may have moved it now, but at first he went up with his hands like third down. Nope, they're going to put the chains down, so it's going to be a first down at about the 7-yard line. First and goal at the 7. 43 seconds left.
Carter took its first time out.
That's first time out by anybody of the game.
35-8, Sulphur Springs leading. 43 seconds remaining. The Wildcats have scored on every offensive possession here in the first half.
We don't want to give them this score here at the end of the game, end of the half, because again they get it to start the second half. They won the toss and deferred, which is the norm these days. So let's see if we can buckle down. Maybe even get a turnover.
Big part of the story here in the first half, Tony, is the 2 great kickoff returns by Jackson Hare.
Yes.
One to start the game.
Yes.
And then one that set up another touchdown. And
that
by the way,
he had a touchdown by itself, and then just got called back.
Yeah,
for
he
penalty.
had it called
Some
back.
will say he had about a 143-yard touchdown return.
They do call it a first down.
Yep.
So it is first and goal, and here's the handoff to Camden Patterson, their big gun.
To the 4.
Who gets, to the 4-yard line.
There goes the second timeout with 32 seconds left.
Down to 32 seconds.
I like that. I would have thought they'd have gotten up and run another play. Gives us time to recoup, too. We need to really buckle down.
Wildcats leading 35-8. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Sulphur Springs leading Dallas Carter 35-8. 32 seconds left to go in the first half. Carter, second down and goal at the 4. Moving to the end zone to our right. That's the south end zone at TA Cotton Ford Stadium. Camden Patterson is back in there as the quarterback. Snap it to him. Patterson going straight ahead, using his blockers. Still pushing, and he will score.
Yep, I was afraid of that when it stood up. He busted through all of it. So touchdown with 25 seconds left in the half.
4-yard touchdown run by Camden Patterson, and that will be his 8th touchdown of the season overall.
Wildcats had him, but they stood him up, and there was too much of a scrum to get him on the ground, and he just wrangled himself through there.
Place kicker Ulysses Bravo with the extra point here. And the kick is blocked. Wildcats block it. I believe this was Creed Wisenhut who blocked the kick. Tony?
Well, I was fixing to say they need to give us a point back to where it's 35-14, and we got it. So that's a great job by the defense. That gives us something high to go with. And now they better watch out kicking off to Mr. Hare with even 25 seconds and 3 timeouts. We can throw the ball and score.
35-14, Sulphur Springs. Is Wildcats football on KSST. Here's the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff by Ulysses Bravo for Carter. Taken at the 7-yard line for Sulphur Springs by Jackson Hare. Breaks the tackle, but now will be caught from behind and brought down at the 15-yard line. I'm surprised they let him
I can't believe
return
they keep
it again.
kicking it. That's not the smartest thing to do.
Worked out all right that time.
Yep, 15-yard line with 23 seconds left. Wildcats have all 3 timeouts, so if they can pop a big pass, who knows? Not likely, and you sure don't want to make a turnover and give Carter any kind of momentum right here at the end.
Right.
So we may just run it through there. We may just take a knee. It looks like that's what we're trying to do. Well, maybe not.
35-14, Sulphur Springs leads. There are 23 seconds on the clock here remaining in the first half. Does Carter take a timeout?
They may have a personnel. Yeah, I think were missing one, and they may have had to take their last timeout. Yep, they took it because they just gave a signal for no more timeouts. So we're still going to play right now. They just had 10 on the field.
Wildcats could have taken advantage of that.
Yep.
Snap to Mitchell. He does take a knee.
Yep, that's all we're going to do.
That'll be it. So a tremendous first half for Sulphur Springs.
What a difference 2 years makes.
35-14, the Wildcats lead at halftime, but I stress halftime. Still have a half of football to play. Carter will have the football to start the second half, and that's going to be a huge possession in this ball game when Carter gets the football to start the second half. Very important for the Wildcats to stop them there. But Wildcats certainly had the better of it in the first half here tonight, 35-14, and Wildcats football continues after this on KSST. Here's the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff by Ulysses Bravo for Carter. Taken at the 7-yard line for Sulphur Springs by Jackson Hare. Breaks the tackle, but now will be caught from behind and brought down at the 15-yard line. I'm surprised they let him
I can't believe
return
they keep
it again.
kicking it. That's not the smartest thing to do.
Worked out all right that time.
Yep, 15-yard line with 23 seconds left. Wildcats have all 3 timeouts, so if they can pop a big pass, who knows? Not likely, but and you sure don't want to make a turnover and give Carter any kind of momentum right here at the end.
Right, that's
so we may just run it through there. We may just take a knee. It looks like that's what we're trying to do. Well, maybe not.
35-14, Sulphur Springs leads. There are 23 seconds on the clock here remaining in the first half. And does Carter take a timeout?
They may have a personnel. Yeah, I think they were missing one, and they may have had to take their last timeout. Yep, they took it because they just gave a signal for no more timeouts. So we're still going to play right now. They just had 10 on the field.
Wildcats could have taken advantage of that.
Yep.
Snap to Mitchell. He does take a knee.
Yep, that's all we're going to do.
That'll be it. So a tremendous first half for Sulphur Springs.
What a difference 2 years makes.
35-14, the Wildcats lead at halftime, but I stress halftime. Still have a half of football to play. Carter will have the football to start the second half, and that's going to be a huge possession in this ball game when Carter gets the football to start the second half. Very important for the Wildcats to stop them there. But Wildcats certainly had the better of it in the first half here tonight, 35-14, and Wildcats football continues after this on KSST. Wildcats football brought to you by Alliance Bank, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Farm Country, Houghton Hardware, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, J. Hodge Chevrolet, and we thank J. Hodge for the lovely dark red Chevrolet Equinox that we came over from Sulphur Springs in today. Saputo Dairy Foods, Christus Mother Francis Hospital, Copy Products, and BT Medical. The pregame is presented by Super Handy. Halftime is presented by Galleon Insurance, Hall Oil, and Super Handy. Carter High School Band on the field here at halftime. We'll be picking up the performance of the Wildcat Band just in a short time. By the way, the Sulphur Springs High School Band, as you probably know, placed 4th at the state UYL 4A marching band competition held Wednesday at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. The Wildcat Band was among 10 bands to make the finals Wednesday night after the preliminary round of 27 bands during the day. Salina was named the first place band, and Frisco Panther Creek was second. Both are schools, of course, in Sulphur Springs Football District. Nearby North Lamar placed 9th. The Wildcat Band directed by Spencer Emmert. So congratulations to the Sulphur Springs High School Band, and we'll be hearing from them in just a short time. So the Wildcats were not stopped, Tony, in the first half. They scored on every offensive possession, scored a touchdown on every possession.
Scored a touchdown on every possession. And we was talking about right before we went or came to halftime about we don't want them to get a twofer. Even in the event they get the twofer, they're still down by 2 touchdowns. So I like what's going on. Our offense is showing dominance. We're not having to get overly creative. This is just putting the ball in somebody's hands and saying, go get it. Offensive line is really getting after it.
Not going to try to completely reconstruct this, so we'll just say that the game started with a 56-yard kickoff return by Jackson Hare to the Carter 42-yard line. Then the Wildcats scored on a 2-yard touchdown run by Deuce Hall. Later scored on a 22-yard run by Deuce Hall. Carter scored on a 3-yard run by Amarian Boozer. And then they got a 2-point conversion by accident. There was a bad snap on the extra point attempt, and they passed into the end zone. And it was Vincent Cooper who caught the ball for that 2-point conversion to make it 14-8 at that point. Wildcats then come back with a 59-yard kickoff return by Hare, but he actually returned the kickoff for a touchdown. It was called back because of a block in the back.
Yep.
So it turned out to be a 59-yard touchdown run, but never mind, they drive on down and get the 1-yard touchdown by Jackson Hare to make it 21-8 at that point. They force Carter to punt, and then they get the touchdown on a 4-yard run by Deuce Hall, his third touchdown of the first half, to make it 28-8. Grayson Hardy got an interception. We didn't point out that interception set up the next touchdown, and that was a 38-yard touchdown pass from Caden Mitchell to Skylar Lewis. Pass into the flat, little bubble screen of sorts, and then Lewis did a great job of running after the catch to get the touchdown for the Wildcats. 35-8 at that point with 2:56 left to go in the half. Carter comes back with a long drive of 68 yards and 8 plays, and their outstanding quarterback and halfback Camden Patterson scored on a 4-yard run. Kick was blocked by Creed Wisenhunt for Sulphur Springs, and so it's 35-14 at halftime.
Action-packed. On that last, when you mentioned Skyler scoring that last touchdown for us, he had dropped the first play of the series on a beautiful bomb, and so he felt like he had something that he owed himself and the team, and he took that screen, or not a screen, a little bubble pass, and he ran it down their throats on that one. So we're having a lot of good individual play, but it's because we're playing as a team.
Let's talk about some of the other playoff games going on. We talked about this before the game. Aubrey, out of Sulphur Springs District, beat the first-place team in Dallas Carter's district.
Yep.
So it was number 4 seed beating the number 1 seed 35-33 last night. And that was a little bit of a preview of what we've seen in the first half here between Sulphur Springs and Carter.
It's kind of holding true because Panther Creek is up on Pinkston, so that's our number 2 against Pinkston, up against their number 3. They're up 28-7 at halftime. So this year it's turning around to where our district is better than their district so far.
Last night also Salina beat Wilmer Hutchins 75-0.
Yeah, they shouldn't have wasted gas on that one.
Right, exactly. It's just ridiculous.
That just made UIL some dollars is all that did.
So there's now, if we look ahead, and we almost dare not do that, Sulphur Springs has another half to play here, but shall we say that Sulphur Springs goes ahead and wins this ball game? They would play Springtown, and Springtown is 9-1 now, 10-1. They beat Fort Worth Castleberry last night 52-16. So they have already advanced, and we know that if Sulphur Springs wins this game tonight, they'll play not Fort Worth Castleberry, but Springtown, which is out to the west of Fort Worth. Next Friday night probably, but could be Thursday night, who knows. And my guess is that the site would be somewhere in the Dallas area.
Somewhere in the Metroplex, and hopefully no more than Rockwall or Royce City, something like that. But we got to win this one first.
Right, absolutely.
We'll talk positively about it after we get this outcome.
Right, because I guarantee you that Carter right now, they're saying that
sure.
We can come back and win this football
They're
game.
in there saying they can't keep scoring because we know. But even though these last 2 years when we lost, we scored 40, I believe, on both of them. At least 35, if not 40 on both games. So, yes, we can score, and we've got the best offense we've had against them in these 3 years. So, I like our chances right now, but I want to see us stop and then one more score. And let's keep a three-score buffer in there, and I guarantee you we're going to go.
This is the third year in a row that Sulphur Springs and Carter have played in bi-district. Last year, the Wildcats lost to Carter 41-35. 2 years ago, they lost 37-33. But tonight, leading 35-14 at halftime, with the Carter band playing on the field here in front of the fans at T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium in Greenville. You've got some other scores.
I got a few scores of the area. Big Sandy is playing Cooper tonight, and Cooper at half. These are basically all halftime scores. 28-17 or 28-19. Cooper over Big Sandy. Cumbie is playing Mart, who is a powerhouse, and it's 44-12 Mart at the halftime. I've said Panther Creek 28-7 over Pinkston in our district. This is personal to me. Capel is playing Prosper in 6A. Prosper's up 21-14. One of the Capel coaches and his son, Keyston Alexander and Cash, are on the Capel. They're undefeated, and so I'm pulling for them to come back in there. Then I've got Frisco Reedy, 41, Creekview 2. You've heard me talk about a friend of mine's grandson that they went from 0-10 for the last 2 years to the playoffs, but they've run into a tough Frisco Reedy, but they're playing at the Star, so that's a good learning experience. Winsboro is ahead of Atlanta 21-7, and Van is trailing Athens 20-14. The Van coaching staff has several former Sulphur Springs Wildcat players.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, the head coach is Jared Moffitt, and then I'm having a hard time. Matt Young is possibly the offensive coordinator, and there may be even some more there. So we got some Sulphur Springs kids spread out everywhere.
Interesting. Last night, Commerce lost to Liberty Ilo 51-35, and Mineola lost to Jefferson 54-27. Jefferson undefeated so far this season. So be interesting to see how things develop. As we say, if the Wildcats hold on to this lead, and that's a big if, don't take anything for granted, against especially an offensive team like Carter that can score from any position on the field at any time. But the Wildcats would play Springtown next week at a date and time to be determined. So we'll take a break, come back, and talk some more about the first half and whatever else we think of, and then we'll be hearing from the Wildcat Band and picking up some of the performance of the Blue Blazes when Wildcats football continues after this on KSST. Wildcats football on KSST. The Carter Band still performing on the field here at T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium in Greenville. Well, Tony, what a difference a few months makes. The Sulphur Springs Lady Cats basketball team opened their season with a resounding 47-17 win over Van Tuesday night. Now, the Lady Cats lost to Van 54-43 in a bi-district game to end last season.
So that's a good way to start it. I don't know if that means we're that much better or Van got hit with some senioritis, and I think a little of that, but encouraging regardless for the Lady Cats to start out with that kind of score.
And Lady Cats have a lot of their kids back from last season. I expect that they're going to be a powerhouse this year.
And I don't have my name in front of me, but we had that freshman yesterday or last year, so we got some youngsters coming back. We got a good nucleus.
They were scheduled to host Maybank at 6:15 p.m. tonight. I've got to think that game was moved up, and I have not seen anything on it. But I doubt seriously that they played at 6:15 tonight. Wildcat boys basketball team hosts Canton at 12:30 p.m. tomorrow.
That may be a scrimmage. I don't know. Maybe
I believe that is a regular season game. I believe it is. Yeah.
Okay.
So. Basketball is upon us here. College football tomorrow, Texas at Arkansas. That brings back great memories from the Southwest Conference days.
Yep.
11 a.m. on ABC. Boston College at SMU, and SMU a serious contender for the college football playoffs.
Fun to see. They're rising from the death penalty. So it's been a long time coming, but they're exciting right now, and I hope they can hold on to Nate Lashley at coach and keep. I know there's enough donors to get some NIL money there, and maybe the Pony Express will resurrect itself.
That's a 2:30 kickoff on ESPN tomorrow. Baylor at West Virginia at 3. New Mexico State plays at A&M tomorrow night at 6:30. Aggies just need to get their business straightened out there against the Aggies from New Mexico State before they dive back into Southeast Conference play. And Houston Christian at East Texas A&M.
That sounds
tomorrow.
Good.
Doesn't that sound good?
That sounds good.
Tomorrow, Houston Christian at ET&M at 1 o'clock. The kickoff.
I saw a Facebook of that from last week when they were playing their first game after the name change, and they had the old ET helmets, and that sure did look nice.
Absolutely. I think that's a good move. Well, the Wildcat Band is taking the field here after a terrific performance by the Carter Band, and very shortly here we'll be hearing from the Wildcat Band. Of course, the Blue Blazes will entertain first, but we'll hear all of that performance coming up very shortly.
And that's the number 4 ranked state Wildcat Band. Too.
That's right. Fourth placing team at the state competition this week in San Antonio. We already told you that once.
Yep. Can't say it enough.
That the Wildcat Band was among 10 bands to make the finals Wednesday night after that preliminary round of 27 bands. So it's 4th out of 27. That's not bad.
That's great.
Salina was first, and Frisco was second, and Frisco Panther Creek was second.
So once again, we got a pretty dadgum stout district in everything.
That is really true. And we really didn't get to see the Panther Creek Band perform. I don't think they took the field at all.
No,
in the
we
rain
had a
last week,
15-minute. We had a 15-minute halftime.
But I remember the Salina Band from earlier in the season. All right, well, here is the Wildcat Band supporting the Blue Blazes from T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium in Greenville.
Targets for this year are Lily Bankston, Valeria Moreau, Abby Thompson, and Cameron Smith. Officers for the 24-25 line are Junior Lieutenant Kara Baker and Emma Palacio. Senior Lieutenant Allison Smith and Jaden Allen. Your captain, Trinity Martin and Zadona McCullum. The Blazes want to send a special shout out to their honorary Blaze of the Week. Man, oh man, that Wildcat Band. Along with their Spirit Girl of the Week, Jayla Johnson. And this week's Spotlight Teacher, Jasmine Del Castillo. The Blazers would love to send a special thank you to their sponsors, Corner Grub House, RGW Holly, J&D Dozer and Motion, Miguel and Lindy Palacios, Larry and Sherry Finney, the Bankston family, the Sign Shop, Bob Evans, the Shirt Lady, and Wyatt's Towing, and City National Bank. The Blazers are under the direction of alumni member, Mrs. Meredith Dye. Now, join the Blazers as they perform a rocking jazz routine to Any Way You Want.
Flores and Anthony Small. Congratulations to the Wildcat Band for their 4th place finish this week at UIL's State Marching Contest, held this past Wednesday in the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. This marks 3 top 5 finishes in a row at the state level for the Wildcat Band. Now, sit back and enjoy the Wildcat Band and drumline tonight with Feel It Still.
Got a little pause in the action while the Cats get ready for their next song. Hang in there, we're on their way.
Wildcat Band performing at halftime. Still on the field here at T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium in Greenville. Wildcats leading 35-14. Halftime brought to you by Galleon Insurance, Hall Oil, and Super Handy. Wildcat football team coming back out onto the field. The band is still on the field. Not sure if the halftime performance is complete or not.
They may be going to play the fight song from the field. I don't know. Could be having some technical difficulties.
The band's still in formation on the field. The Wildcats have come back onto the field on the near side and are warming up. Carter Cowboys just now starting to come back onto the field over on the far side. 35-14 at halftime. Second half not far from starting. Let's take a break. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Wildcats football on KSST. The Wildcats leading 35-14 at halftime and getting ready for the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff to the Carter Cowboys. And Tony, huge possession here for Carter to start the second half.
Absolutely. We got to play our game, and our game is good enough tonight. But one thing we got to realize too, even at the worst case scenario, we're still up 14 points. We're up 3 scores right now and have total domination of this game to this point. So we hopefully got reinforced in the locker room. As of the 15th of November today, we're the better team out here. So now let's go act like it for 24 more minutes.
Wildcats forced Carter to punt twice in the first half, and that may not sound like much, but they did not stop Carter at all in the by-district game last year until the final possession of the game for Carter when they were trying to run out the clock. So to stop them twice in the first half, is an accomplishment. Now here is the kickoff, the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff, and it is the angled kick toward the sideline by Eric Rodriguez, and a fair catch is called for at the 26-yard line.
That was a little better. I don't like them giving them the 35, but get them at the 25 with a fair catch. I'll take that the rest of the night.
Derek Duncan with the fair catch for the Cowboys. So Carter starts off at its own 26-yard line. The wind, not much of a factor now. They were moving into a south wind at the start of the game, and there's still a little bit of a breeze, but not much.
Not near what it was. So we need to get our attitude back right now. This is one of those times where we really wished we hadn't had to go in at halftime.
Right. 35-14, Sulphur Springs. Carter moving left to right. Man in motion from left to right. This is Miller, the quarterback, and he tosses it. Little flare pass to Camden Patterson, who was the man in motion.
Minimal gain there, just about 2 yards out of it. I like them throwing to the short side of the field. I mean, other than one long pass, they've not done anything in the passing game. So anytime I see a quarterback dropping back for Carter, I'm liking it till further notice.
Pistol look this time, and they give it to Patterson, using his blockers there as he goes off left tackle, and he will have a first down as he gets across the 35 up to the 38-yard line. That's a gain of 10 yards for Patterson. Again, he is their
that almost
top
looks
offensive
like
player.
3. I don't know.
Did it?
It looked like it, but I hadn't got my binoculars
Well, that may have been
out.
all right. Then that was Boozer. That's my mistake.
No, I might have looked into it.
Patterson wears 2 and Boozer wears 3, so you may be right. So give that credit to Boozer on that 10-yard run for a first down. And now on the first down play, this is Christopher Miller, the quarterback, who goes up the middle.
About 4. Second and 6.
42-yard line. Yeah,
Yep.
Second and 6.
So far, the Wildcats making them work for it. We need to get one of these negative plays, force them into something that they're not comfortable with.
Zay Godbolt with the tackle. They have 4 wideouts, make it 5. No, 4. to the left side. Now a man comes in motion from left to right.
There you go.
And they're going to give it to him on a jet sweep, and the Wildcats ready for that.
They were. That was Zay Godbolt cut him back inside and had help from who's 32, T.J. Bolden, I think, came and stopped him, held him in check there, so give him a gain of 1. So it's 3rd and 5. So here's a big play to start this third quarter. Let's force them into a punt situation.
Antoine Nelson was the ball carrier for Carter from the 35, it is a 3rd and 5 play, and here's a big gain to Boozer once again.
Yep, got through there. We had a pretty good little block right there on the end, so they got their first down.
Demarion Boozer, a 1,000-yard rusher, gets to the Sulphur Springs 39-yard line. That's an 18-yard gain for Boozer.
Still just down to the 39-yard line. Plenty of time to stop them.
Wildcats have very much had a bend but don't break character on defense this season. Snap to Miller at quarterback, handoff to a back in motion from left to right, and that's going nowhere.
Got a flag, got another flag. We should have at least one for a hold. I'm scared of this one on the outside if they're going to call it a dead ball personal foul, because they went way out in the track. We may have live ball, dead ball here, which is not going to be to our advantage.
Camden Patterson on the carry, trying to go wide, but the Wildcats did a great job of containing the play. And now the conversation taking place between the officials.
If it's what I think it is, we're going to lose 5 yards. It's going to be a first down. Here comes the signal, maybe.
Much drama here.
Nope. Targeting on Greenville, that's 15. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike 15. So we'll end up right where we are. Now it's going to be a matter of, does the targeter get thrown out of the ball game? So they're marking them off. I wouldn't have mine mark off. I'd say they offset. But we went 15 back. Now we're going to come 15 forward. But it will be a first down for Carter since the dead ball was enforced last.
I see. It was a first down play, so it's almost no change.
Basically a redo, yep. The umpire's tired from walking 30 yards.
So it's still really from the same line of scrimmage as before, 1st and 10.
My question is that I didn't see anybody get tossed, but they gave a targeting foul, and in high school ball, targeting is an ejection.
There was another signal that went with that, and as I get the chance, I'll look that up for you. The big problem is, though, the Wildcats did a great job of stopping that play, and it would have been 2nd down and 10. Instead, it's 1st down and 10. So they give them back a down.
Well, they've got
it still shows 2nd.
I hope that's what they're saying.
Here's a deep ball down the near side, and it is beautifully defended for Sulphur Springs at the goal line.
That was
incomplete.
Galloway, step for step, ball hit him in the helmet, but it would have been right in his arms.
He was right there with the receiver.
So let's see. They got 3rd down on here right now. I'm not going to tell anybody till after the broadcast, but if they stay with 3rd down, they're doing us a favor. It
was Charles Anderson the intended receiver? You thought it was 2nd down. Well, first down as well.
It will be with a dead ball foul against the Wildcats. It would be 1st down. They're showing 3rd, and we're the beneficiary at this moment.
That's what I thought. So here's the handoff up the middle. They go to Patterson. He was hit hard.
Yep, got 3. Going to be 4th and 7.
Gains to the 36-yard line. A gain of 3, as Tony said, and so 4th down here.
So here's our chance to retake the control of this ball game. Should be 3rd down, but we're going to take it.
Some confusion over the administration of 2 penalties there on the same play short time ago.
So here we go. Let's buckle up, Wildcats.
Christopher Miller in the shotgun has 3 men wide to the far side, 1 to the near side, passing over the middle, and incomplete. Cannot connect with the intended receiver, Charles Anderson, there, and the ball goes back over to Sulphur Springs, and the Wildcats defense gets off the field on the first possession by the Cowboys in the second half.
Huge. Like I said, I sure like seeing Carter throw the football.
They run the ball 75% of the time, and they're averaging, 8.4 yards per carry.
I think that's what you said earlier. That's quite good because it doesn't take many of those to get past 10 yards and move that chain.
Yeah, you think so? 8.4 pretty good?
My math are good.
35-14, the Wildcats lead. First possession of the second half. They set up the bubble screen on the far side. I believe this is Skylar Lewis.
That's Jackson.
Was it Jackson Hare instead? Yep. And he is going nowhere in any case.
Couldn't get around that one, just gained a yard. Don't need to get too conservative right here. We need to drive the ball down, put another score on there. And then I think that the tone will change a little bit.
Andre Serta coming in at H-back, which might indicate more of a running posture here, Tony. He lines up behind the left tackle. Vincent Johnson. Wildcats have a wide out to the right side, two to the near side. Caden Mitchell, the quarterback. There is no play clock here tonight. There's a draw play to Jackson Hare, and he is bottled up and maybe gets to the 40-yard line, not quite.
39, that's going to be 3rd and 7.
So big play for the Wildcat offense.
Right about here in the second quarters when we tried that deep post pattern to Skylar and hit him right in stride. I wouldn't mind seeing one of those right now.
3 men wide to the near side, 1 to the far side as they move to our left. A back to the left of Caden Mitchell, and that's Deuce Hall. Mitchell fakes the handoff, and now he's going to be sacked.
I think that may be Deuce.
Let's see. I thought Deuce Hall was the running back. No, that is Caden Mitchell who was sacked.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. And the sack is by Christopher Haggerty, and that will be, I don't have him for sacks, but I have him with 14 tackles for loss this season, senior linebacker.
All right, so now we need to get a good punt off, and we've still won the battle of field position here in that first series, and that's okay too.
4th and 9 for the Wildcats after that sack of Caden Mitchell. And this should be Jackson Hare back to punt for the Wildcats for the first time. This is the first time the Wildcats have not scored on a drive. And Hare gets the punt away. And
out of bounds at the 40, it looks like.
Goes out of bounds over on the far side. Hard to tell exactly where it went out of bounds. Not the best punt by Jackson Hare.
But no return, so that was we may be kicking away too. He may have been instructed to kick it out of bounds. So it looks like it's going to start at the 41-yard line. So what we've done now is nearly gone through half of the third quarter with no score, and that's to our advantage. We're up 21. I don't mind scoreless switch on them, on possessions.
.22-yard punt by Jackson Hare for Sulphur Springs. Wildcats lead 35-14, 6.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. This is the second possession of the half by Carter from their own 41-yard line, moving from our left to our right. Snap it to Christopher Miller. Fakes the handoff, goes up the middle, and he is going nowhere. Wildcats not buying that. And the tackle there for Sulphur Springs is by Zay Godbolt. Yeah.
Yep. He shook one tackler but turned right into Godbolt, and he took care of him for no gain. 2nd and 10. Really good start off.
Zay Godbolt coming into the game with 36 tackles for the Wildcats, the junior linebacker. 2nd and 10. 41-yard line. Ball on the far hash. Carter moving from left to right, 3 wide to the near side, 1 to the far side. And Camden Patterson back in there at quarterback. He fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, goes to the short side of the field, and is stopped after a short gain. Grayson Hardy was in on that tackle. And also for the Wildcats, Barrett Tessing, the defensive lineman, going down the line of scrimmage to make the play. To the 48-yard line. So here we go, third down, and I make it 3 from the 48-yard line in Carter territory. Ball on the far hash. Here's the snap to Patterson, and Patterson gets around the left side and crosses the 40 into Sulphur Springs territory, and he will have a first down. C.T. Galloway, the tackle for the Wildcats. The gain to the 35-yard line of Sulphur Springs. First down for Carter. And on first down, they stay on the ground, and sizable gain down to about the 31-yard line by Camden Patterson. Wildcats lead 35-14, 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, but Carter on the march here. Second down and 6. Going off right tackle. Handoff and short gain, if that, to Demarion Boozer. He gets to the 30. That's a gain of 1. And we're now looking at 3rd and 5 for Carter. Wildcats grudgingly giving up yardage here. Camden Patterson in at quarterback. He can play quarterback, and he can play the halfback position, and he can be a receiver. He's got Demarion Boozer a step to his left. Give it to Boozer, and Boozer is caught and dropped behind the line, and the first contact for Sulphur Springs by the defensive end, Nathan Andrews. Lost back to the 32-yard line. And it's going to be fourth down for Carter. Trailing by 3 touchdowns, 35-14. Fourth down coming up, and Carter obviously will go for it. Camden Patterson still in there at quarterback, the senior being recruited by Mississippi State. 3 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Patterson in the pocket to throw, scrambling, throwing into the end zone, has a man out there, but it is tipped away for Sulphur Springs, and what a great play that was. And that is Gio Ibarra who makes the play for the Wildcats. Looked like he had his man out there. A possible Carter touchdown, but Gio Ibarra leaps and knocks the ball away. And the Wildcats maintain that 35-14 lead. Great defensive stand there for Sulphur Springs. And the Wildcats will take over at the 32-yard line. And so for the second time this half, the Sulphur Springs defense turns away the Carter offense. First down, Wildcats at the 32. Snap to Caden Mitchell. And they keep it on the ground between the tackles. I believe this is Jackson Hare on the carry, and it is, and he gains only perhaps 1 yard to the 33-yard line. Wildcats lead 35-14. 3:20 left to go in the third quarter now. Tony Flippin had to excuse himself from the press box for a short time. He'll be back presently, but for the time being, I'm John Mark Dempsey, and we're just going to handle it on our own. We've done it before. And Caden Mitchell on this second down and 9 play gives it to Jackson Hare. Hare going to his left, reading his blockers, and finally cuts back and gets up to the 40-yard line for a gain of about 7 yards. And that's going to leave him with a third down and 2. Great job of running behind his blockers there, as he's done all season long, by Jackson Hare. And a great job tonight by the Wildcat offensive line. 5 touchdowns in the first half for Sulphur Springs. Jeff Stevenson, the junior center, out over the football on this 3rd and 2. 2 H-backs in the ball game for the Wildcats. They shift to the left. Deuce Hall in the game at quarterback, and Hall over the middle, and he pops into the secondary, and there goes Deuce Hall. 30, 20, can they catch him? 10, no, touchdown Wildcats. Deuce Hall, his 4th touchdown of the night. That's a 60-yard run for Deuce Hall. And the Wildcats take a 41-14 lead. Deuce Hall in there at the Wildcat quarterback. In other words, the quarterback who takes a direct snap, and in a short yardage situation, he pops through the middle, gets past the first level of Cowboy defenders, and was off to the races. Nobody could catch him. Here's the extra point by Eric Rodriguez. Snap, hold, kick. It is good. 42-14, Sulphur Springs. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go Wildcats on that 60-yard run by Deuce Hall, his 4th touchdown of the night. Here is the kickoff by Eric Rodriguez, and again they will go short to the near side, and a fair catch called for at the 29-yard line. So it is a 68-yard drive for Sulphur Springs in 3 plays. But Deuce Hall, the touchdown on a 60-yard run, and he is having a game tonight very similar to what Camden Patterson had for Carter in the bi-district game against Sulphur Springs last year. Deuce Hall now, the sophomore, with 15 touchdowns this season for Sulphur Springs. Seeing action at running back and quarterback and occasionally receiver. So first down for Carter. Christopher Miller in the game at quarterback, and he's a scrambler, and he scrambles around here after looking downfield to pass. Tucks it and will be close to a first down up to the 38-yard line. Second down and 1. Gio Ibarra made the tackle, and Ibarra saved a touchdown possibly for Sulphur Springs on that last possession by batting a ball away in the end zone. Second and 1. Miller handing off up the middle. Should have the first down. I believe that this is Patterson. Boy, the Wildcats really have kept him in check so far tonight. After that game last year in which he scored 5 touchdowns against Sulphur Springs, including a 69-yard run. However, that was Boozer that particular time. Again, one wears 3 and one wears 2. So that was Boozer, and he gets to the 43 for a gain of 5. He's a 1,000-yard rusher, and the Wildcats have done a good job of containing him tonight. First down, Cowboys, moving left to right, trailing 42-14. Miller passing downfield, and was it caught? Apparently it was. Great catch there by Charles Anderson to the 31-yard line of Sulphur Springs, and that's a diving catch by Anderson. 37-yard gain. First down. 32-yard line of the Wildcats. And on first down, they keep it on the ground, go off left tackle, nothing there for the Cowboys.
Looked like Barrett Tessing's one that wrapped him up there and then had a lot of help.
Again, that's Damarian Boozer on the carry, who lost a yard, maybe not quite a full yard, to the 32.
This fixing to be the end of the third quarter already.
Down to 6 seconds, 42-14. Sulphur Springs getting ready to go to the fourth quarter. Christopher Miller back to pass, moving up in the pocket, still behind the line of scrimmage, going to throw it away. Great job of putting pressure on, and great job by the Wildcat secondary of maintaining the coverage.
3 guys contained him where he couldn't run. That's perfect. So that's going to be the end of the third quarter. We did our job. We scored. They didn't.
Going to the fourth quarter, Sulphur Springs leads 42-14. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Wildcats football on KSST. The Wildcats leading over Dallas Carter 42-14 as we go to the fourth quarter. And Carter with a 3rd and 11 at the Sulphur Springs 32-yard line. Wildcats scored on their last possession on a 60-yard run by Deuce Hall, the sophomore, his 4th touchdown of the night. 1 wide out to the near side, 3 to the far side, man in motion right to left. Miller back to throw into the end zone and tipped away again by an alert Wildcat defender. Let's see who that was. That was Grayson Hardy.
One of them was Hardy and the other one was James Johnson, had double coverage. Pretty nice throw, but again, Wildcats in perfect shape. Defense the whole team's look. This is our best game of the year so far, all the way around, no question about it. And that's the time you're supposed to have it. So now we got 4th and 11.
Carter at the Sulphur Springs 32-yard line. Snap to Christopher Miller in the pocket. Backpedals, throwing, and picked off at the goal line for Sulphur Springs. And coming back up the field, this is Gio Ibarra, who is quite a ball carrier himself when he gets the chance, and he runs it out all the way to the 37-yard line.
Okay, we got a flag. We're going to end up with the ball. We got a flag at the 28, so we don't know if there could be a personal foul against Carter or it could be a hold against us. So we got to hold on. The biggest deal is Ibarra got it. Normally you tell him to knock it down on 4th down, but he gained more than where the ball would have been turned over. So great job by the defense.
His second interception of the season.
Whatever.
What he did this, he crossed the hand across his chest.
If that's an illegal substitution, I don't know what we're doing. They're going to give us the ball, and they're still walking. We're going to start out at the 48-yard line of Carter going in, so we're going to take that.
Ibarra intercepted at the goal line, returned it to the 37-yard line of Sulphur Springs, and now a major penalty against Carter will move the ball to the Carter 49-yard line.
So let's go do this again. Let's put 50 on them. This is fun.
Wildcats moving left to right on first down, leading 42-14. They go between the tackles. And this is Keyshawn John in the ball game at running back for Sulphur Springs.
All right, number 50. Who is number 55 for the Cats?
That is...
Or maybe 58.
58 would be Michael Walker.
I think he just took one of the outside linebackers about 20 yards toward their bench there after his play.
That would indicate other substitutions in the game here for Sulphur Springs if that's the case. But we're seeing Keyshawn John for the first time tonight. And off Keyshawn John. And John, learning from Jackson Hare, did a nice job of using his blockers there and waiting patiently for a block to give him a little room. Now here's a very late flag. The gain was to the 45-yard line for the Wildcats, by the way, a 3-yard gain. But
that lends itself to unsportsmanlike.
Yeah.
We need to get everybody to hold their composure right here. If it's against us, then our coaches should be upset because we got everything going for us.
I see Vincent Johnson still in there on the offensive line, the big fella. Skylar Lewis still in the game.
So we got a dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike against us.
Yeah, that's not good.
So that's what we got to guard against it. We've got this ball game won. Now you don't do stupid things at the end of the game like get yourself kicked out so you don't get to play next game.
Penalty back to the Sulphur Springs 40-yard line.
And the play counts, so it's going to be 3rd and about 22.
A dead ball foul.
Yep. So here comes a draw play, see what you can get, and punt.
42-14, Sulphur Springs over Dallas Carter. Wildcats trying to win for the first time in 3 tries in consecutive years in the by-district round against Carter. Well on their way.
Well on their way. They better have this one. We're going to have a major collapse.
3rd and 22. Caden Mitchell throwing deep, has a man out there, and it is caught at the 20-yard line. Big gain for Sulphur Springs for the first down.
Is that Skylar? Yep.
Skylar Lewis on the catch.
There we go. So much for my play calling. Draw play up the middle. Now let's go to Skylar for about 60. Down to the 18-yard line. 40 Hardware first down.
Thank you. 42 yards on the gain to Skylar Lewis. Had a step on his man there and a beautifully thrown ball by Caden Mitchell.
Caden has really gotten his touchdown on that one where he's giving Skylar plenty of room and letting him run under it.
Yep, and we've seen that several times this season.
That's a weapon right now.
Quinn Harrison, the ball game at the H-back, going in motion from left to right. They're going to keep it on the ground with Keyshawn John. And John again working behind his blockers here. And only able maybe to pick up a yard or so, maybe only got back to the line of scrimmage. Let's see where they mark
might have lost a foot or two. That one was to the short side,
right.
Pretty slow to develop.
Yep. Cowboys did a good job of containing the play.
The main thing is he went out of bounds. Right now, everybody in blue needs to be told, stay in bounds. If you're going out, slide. Keep that clock running because that's our friend.
2nd down 11 at the 19-yard line of Carter. 9:46 to go in the ball game. And as Tony mentioned to you, the clock is stopped. First unit offensive line still in there, Tony.
That's good. We need to go ahead and it's okay to have 1 or 2 subs, but we need to right now you got to peak and you got to be positive.
And Carter, I believe, has called timeout.
Looks like it.
Wildcats lead 42-14. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Back to action. Caden Mitchell throwing downfield for Jackson Hare. It's complete inside the 10-yard line.
Hardware first down.
Yeah, good for a first down there.
Looks like to the 8-yard line. 1st and goal with the clock running, 9:30.
Sulphur Springs leading 42-14 over Dallas Carter. And it looks very much like the Wildcats will be playing Springtown next week at a time and date to be determined. Caden Mitchell takes the snap, throwing a fade into the end zone for Skylar Lewis, but I heard whistles.
Yeah, looks like delay. And that could be caused because of the no play clock on the field. It's tough there when
right.
you're delaying on, when you're depending on the referee to give you. When I was back judge, I would hold my hand up at 10 seconds, and at 5 I would start counting down. So they knew, but I hadn't seen him do that. I've seen him hold his hand out some. So sometimes it's hard to get on the same page with them, but no blame.
For whatever reason, the play clocks have not been operational here tonight.
The entire game.
And neither has the elevator now. Tony can tell you.
Don't I know it. And there's 42 dadgum rows in this to get to this press box.
We missed you while you were gone.
I missed the 3rd quarter.
Not quite. So now it is 1st and goal from the 13-yard line. Caden Mitchell in trouble. Rolling out, passing, and complete to Chris Adams at the sideline. Nice job of Adams coming back to the ball.
That was a great job by both. Adams kept his concentration and caught it in bounds, but Mitchell was running for his life.
And they're back to the previous line of scrimmage at the 8.
So still 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal. 8:35, and the clock has stopped.
Yep, he couldn't stay in on that one, so we'll be all right. He gained about 8 or 10 yards on it, so we'll give him that.
That would have been an NFL reception with Adams getting both feet inbound there. Andre Serta, the H-back behind the left tackle. Vincent Johnson. Mitchell throwing into the end zone. Incomplete. But I thought perhaps there might be a penalty on the play. I'm not sure why I have that impression. Penalty against the Cowboys. Half the distance to the goal. Was this offsides?
Kind of looks like it.
I thought I heard the public address announcer say false start. That, of course, would not be called against the defense, but it is a short penalty, 5-yard penalty, half the distance against Carter, and this moves the ball to the 4. Still 2nd down.
They haven't had a microphone on the announcers tonight, and that really hurts.
2 H-backs for Sulphur Springs. Truth Holmes in there. The H-back, and it is a direct snap to Deuce Hall, and he has his 5th touchdown of the night. Right up the middle.
That's nice. Got a Carter Cowboy. Now he's getting up now. He may have had his pride hurt more, but great job. Deuce has just been a touchdown machine.
I'll tell you, he
get
is
him inside the 20 for sure.
He's having the night tonight that Camden Patterson had a year ago for Carter against Sulphur Springs.
Sure enough. Good analogy there.
48-14 Sulphur Springs. I did not see this coming.
No.
Not I'm not saying I didn't see the Wildcats winning. I'm saying a big blowout win like
Well,
this.
the deal that's the difference is they're 14. We've been scoring on different. Looked like that when he missed.
We did miss the extra point here, yeah.
We've been scoring on them for 2 years. We've just allowed too much on defense, and our defense has really played well this whole ball game. And then our offense has fed, even though we scored first. The offense is fed by the good defensive play. This is a total team effort tonight.
Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go Wildcats for that 4-yard touchdown run by Deuce Hall. 48-14 Sulphur Springs is Wildcats football on KSST. Just about to have the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff, and we again thank J. Hodge for providing the dark red Chevrolet Equinox, is it,
Yes.
Tony? Beautiful car that
Yes, it is.
we came over here to Greenville in from Sulphur Springs. There is the kickoff by Eric Rodriguez, picked up at the 10-yard line for Carter as he kicked it right down the middle and relatively deep, and the return is out to the 35-yard line for the Cowboys, and that was by Camden Patterson.
Good, strong run there. It's kind of a grounder. He made a good pickup on it and then went toward his sideline and made a good return out of it.
I tell you, I like kickoff on the ground, a hard, deep kickoff on the ground.
Turf.
The ball,
On turf.
on turf, yes. And
I just like the fact that we're kicking it deep a lot of the time instead of giving people. I don't mind the 30 or inside, but outside the 30, I just don't think you're giving your team credit for being able to cover kickoffs. Now, granted, Carter's got fabulous athletes everywhere, so if you kick it back there to the skilled people, anybody in a single-digit jersey for Carter can take it home each play, just like us.
First down, Carter from they now say he went out of bounds over on the far side at the 31-yard line. And they keep it on the ground off left tackle here.
Vaughn was the first man to hit him there, and then he had some help from the inside going out.
Short gain.
They're going to start going to the line. And
this is a back that we hadn't seen before on the carry. Christopher Miller still in there at quarterback. Second down and long.
Clock's running, 7:40 and counting, fourth quarter. Wildcats in total control.
Second down and 9 for the Carter Cowboys. And
He dropped it.
Here's a loose ball on the field after a draw play and a big gain for Carter out near midfield. But
I think he got it back. Let's see if we can steal it from the bottom of the pile. But I think he got
Carter got the ball back here.
Whoever the runner was, he fumbled it 10 yards forward and happened to get it back.
Antoine Nelson.
Okay. That's going to be a first down at the 49 going out. The Wildcats are still doing their job, hitting hard or grabbing at the ball. One of these times we're going to get we got 2 interceptions, but we hadn't come up with a fumble yet tonight.
27 yards on the gain by Antoine Nelson. Carter moving right to left. Christopher Miller
Reverse.
Tosses the ball to a man coming back from right to left, and Wildcats are doing a great job of containing the play here, and he's going to be caught behind the line, and that is Camden Patterson there. Big gun.
Number 12, James Johnson, did that one-on-one. I was afraid he pulled a face mask, but he must have had the front of his jersey, which is not a foul. 2-yard loss, and that's an outstanding play because that was a call for a home run from Carter.
Camden Patterson, who scored the 5 touchdowns against the Wildcats in the game last season, terrific ball carrier and receiver, and can play quarterback and has played quarterback here tonight, but doesn't pass a lot. And the Wildcats have done a great job of containing him and Demarion Boozer tonight, the 1,000-yard rusher. Now they've got Patterson back in there at quarterback. Or no, that is Miller at quarterback. Well, Miller's now playing the halfback position. They snap it to Patterson. Patterson moving in the pocket, in trouble. Finally flips it out
Got a lot
to a
of
back
space
who
out
is
there.
coming back to the center of the field. And this is Christopher Miller, who otherwise would be the quarterback. And in the broken field, he advances to the Sulphur Springs 39-yard line for a first down. kind of an ad hoc play there,
That was
Tony.
one of those where everybody spread out. Nathan Andrews ended up making the play down the field. That's when Carter is its most dangerous, when things break down and there's a bunch of space and they can go one-on-one because they've got such good athletes. But we're doing a great job of containment. Even though we gave them a first down, last year they probably would have scored.
Yeah.
They did on some plays like that. So, again, the defense is hustling hard and making plays.
13 yards on the gain to Miller. First down at the Wildcats' 40-yard line. Snap to Miller again. And a handoff, and it goes between the tackles and does not go very far. And again, here the ball carrier is Antoine Nelson. They say he got to the 36-yard line, so that's more than I thought. 3 yards on the gain to Antoine Nelson. 48-14, Sulphur Springs. 5 minutes exactly
I had
to go in the ball game.
Barry is on the tackle for that one.
Who was it?
Dadrian Barry, and he hasn't been on there. He may be a call-up.
Right, there's a number of JV players that have been brought up
He
this
looked
week.
pretty good right there. But again, that biggest deal is we're at 4:40 and counting. That clock is going fast.
Ball on the near hash mark. 4 receivers to the near side. Snap to Christopher Miller. And Miller trying the left side, finds nothing, so he tries the right side, and the Wildcats stop him there too.
26 would be Alex King.
Yep.
He ran him down from behind and did his job. That just shows the determination. He's the weak side running away. He had his chance, and he just ducked his head and went for it.
This is far and away the best night for the Sulphur Springs defense this year.
It's the best ball game. This is the best ball game, and right now is when we need to be playing it. Get a little confidence. Springtown coaches that are here right now, not real happy.
Springtown, whom Sulphur Springs now will play next week, is 10-1 this season after their playoff win over Fort Worth Castleberry last night. Miller passing to the flat on the far side, incomplete, and it may be that one of the Wildcats.
They got tipped it on.
Okay.
He got in the passing lane and tipped it. Great job, because that was wide open. We're giving them a little cushion, as we should. That's just, again, total defense. We've got a safety out there dancing right now. I don't know if we need to show them that part yet.
4th down at 8 from the Sulphur Springs 38-yard line. Miller in the shotgun takes the snap and tries to throw in the flat over on the far side to Camden Patterson coming back to the ball, but I don't know if the ball slipped out of his hand or what. But
he bounced it one way or the other, so whatever it was, Wildcats hold, get a turnover, and it's going to be first down. Wildcats at the 37-yard line going out with 3:38. We got a chance to run out the clock here and exercise some demons from 2 years past and really get a start on this playoff season.
And this has been as good as the first half was. The second half really has been in some ways more impressive. The Wildcats have just really dominated them in the second half and really have shut down their offense, which I would not have predicted.
No, I didn't predict that because, again, it just shows how good our athletes are too, because they've got quality people. I think the big deal here is the lines. Our lines both ways have dominated the football game.
First down Wildcats, and they give it here to Keyshawn John, who is slashing over the right side and into the secondary for a first down.
17 yards and a Hooten Hardware first down right there. This is where you've got the chance to score on every play, because Carter's soul is kind of whipped right now, and they're just playing it out. This is where, just like the Wildcats were making that extra effort that we saw in the last half, that effort may not be there on the Carter side right now because they know their season's fixing to be done.
18 yards on the gain to Keyshawn John. First down Wildcats. Sulphur Springs leading 48-14 with 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Caden Mitchell, the senior quarterback in the shotgun, takes the handoff, gives it to John between the tackles, lowers his shoulder, and pushes for about 3 yards out
Yep.
to the 43-yard line.
this is where even if we get a delay penalty, this is really tough on the quarterback without having the play clock, because you want to snap it with 2 seconds or less, and that's going to be hard to do. So some coach may be sitting there looking at the scoreboard saying, okay, 40 seconds from here is here.
That offensive line for Sulphur Springs again, Vincent Johnson at left tackle, Aiden McCarroll at left guard, Jeff Stevenson at center, Josh Lopez at right guard, and Zach Brown at right tackle. And Zach Brown, the only senior among them. And on this play, second down, they hand it off again to Keyshawn John off right tackle, and there's nothing there for him this time.
They have lost one. I think he missed the hole there. They were trapping up there, and I think he ran into the trap man and then got tackled. So it's going to be 3rd and 8.
Under 2 minutes to go. The Wildcats on top 48-14. Starting to think about Springtown next week. I started to say next Friday night. Could be a Thursday night game, possibly.
Yeah, with the fact that they played Thursday, who knows? You can get a lot more available stadiums.
3rd and 8 from the 44-yard line. Big hole for Sulphur Springs. This is Keyshawn John, and nobody's going to catch it.
That's our 50 spot.
That's
the hardware first down.
That's the cherry on top of the sundae there. 44-yard touchdown run by Keyshawn John, and Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go, Wildcats. That's his 3rd touchdown of the season.
That's exactly what I said was going to happen, is when you break one, they don't have that wheel, and so they weren't going to change him. I mean, there was nobody inside the hash marks, and all he had to do was keep from tripping over a stripe.
Extra point here attempted by Eric Rodriguez. And the kick is on the way, and the kick is good after the excellent snap by Nathan Andrews and the excellent hold by Mason Cooper. 55-14, Sulphur Springs over Carter with 1:12 to go in the ball game. This is Wildcats football on KSST. So the Wildcats up 55-14 in this bi-district game played at TA Cotton Ford Stadium in Greenville. Following that 44-yard TD run by Keyshawn John, that was a 64-yard drive in 4 plays for Sulphur Springs. And again, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go, Wildcats, for yet another touchdown.
Here comes another directional kick.
The J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff. And the kick to the sideline, but it's going to be returned, taken at the 34-yard line for Carter. But Wildcats, great job of getting down there and covering the kickoff. And line of scrimmage will be about the 38-yard line or thereabouts.
What we need to do right now is make sure at the end of every play we turn toward the west and talk to people in blue. We got a minute left. Hopefully they'll just run a play or two and we'll get out of here. Let's keep our heads. Don't do anything stupid. Enjoy this total dominant win.
Again, the Wildcat defense in last year's bi-district game against Carter did not stop them once. They scored every possession except the final possession when they were attempted to
now we
wrap it
say,
up.
how you like me now?
Yeah, you can see which way each team has gone in a year's time. And now a timeout somehow is called. Not sure if that was Sulphur Springs or Carter.
We're down to
they're
one.
still showing 3 timeouts, right?
So we must have.
I guess that was our timeout.
And
we'll go ahead.
This may be the time to say, keep your heads about you.
Yeah, take another quick break here. 55-14, Sulphur Springs. This is Wildcats football on KSST. On the first down play, Christopher Miller, the quarterback for Carter's, dropped for a loss of a couple of yards back to the 37-yard line. And I think I saw Barrett Tessing in on that tackle for Sulphur Springs.
Strickland, who's another move up, I believe. He put the pile driver on him at the end of the play.
Carter player is down after this play at the 43-yard line, slow to get up. But now is up and will go off the field on his own power.
We'll have 2 more plays because we've got 46 seconds left. Well, if the referee would do the right thing, he'd roll it and not make them. And with no play clock, nobody but you and me would know it.
Oh, I've learned a lot about officiating working with you.
We're salesmen. That's all we got to do is be a salesman. We sell ice to the Eskimos.
Well, I tell you, you guys are worth your weight in gold. If you run a good ball game, because I've seen games that were not.
That's exactly.
Called.
If they're quality people that are out there for the kids, they're worth their weight in gold.
This is 2nd down and 12. And they go off right tackle across the 40 up to the 42-yard line.
And that may be the last, 17. I got a feeling we're fixing to line up and shake hands. They may try to play it, but I think they're going to.
Jalen Ford on that carry. I believe that's his first carry.
That's going to be it.
Under 10 seconds, and that's going to be the final play of the ball game.
Total domination.
Wildcats dominated literally from the first play when Jackson Hare returned the kickoff 56 yards to the Carter 42-yard line.
Absolutely. What a start. What could you draw up any better other than take it back for a touchdown?
He didn't take it all the way for the touchdown, but the Wildcats finished the job 6 plays later. We'll recap all the scoring here for you in just a short time. So the Wildcats win it 55-14 over Dallas Carter. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Wildcats win over an old nemesis, the Carter Cowboys, 55-14 here tonight. And as we told you, it was all Sulphur Springs from the get-go, the opening kickoff. Jackson Hare ran back 56 yards to the Carter 42-yard line. And the Wildcats then went 42 yards in 6 plays. They got the 2-yard run by Deuce Hall to go up 7-0. And Hall then tonight, 5 touchdowns for Deuce Hall tonight. I have to look at my play clock or my play sheet here and count them up. I luckily numbered them in the first half, so that's 4 and 5. Yeah,
that's liable to be a playoff record for the Wildcats.
Well, we can see if we can look that up. So Hall now will have 16 touchdowns, again, just a sophomore.
Yeah.
For Sulphur Springs. Yeah. So great things to come. I'm not going to try to run this down in totally in sequence. I'll just give you the Wildcat touchdowns. Hall a 2-yard run. Hall a 22-yard run. Jackson Hare a 1-yard run. Hall a 4-yard run. 38-yard TD pass from Caden Mitchell to Skylar Lewis. In the second half, the Wildcats scored a 60-yard touchdown run by Deuce Hall. And I tell you, that was a key play in a way. It was still 35-14. The score was the same as it had been at halftime. I think this was while you were out there for a few minutes. Gio Ibarra knocked a pass down. It was a 4th down pass into the end zone. And it looked like they were going to connect, and they might have been able to get back in the game there at that point. But Ibarra knocked that ball down, and then just a couple of plays later, they got the 60-yard touchdown run by Deuce Hall.
That was big because we were up 3 scores, and that kept it and expanded it.
Then Ibarra got an interception after that long Deuce Hall touchdown, and that set up another Deuce Hall touchdown of 4 yards to go up 48-14. And the final Wildcat touchdown, a 44-yard touchdown run by another of the youngsters, junior Keyshawn John. So this is a very impressive Sulphur Springs win here tonight.
The moral of this series, score first. The team that has trailed has not won because Carter has jumped out on front, on top each of the last 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. And again, we had a hard time stopping them. Best all-around football game for the Sulphur Springs Wildcats of the year, hands down. Twice as good for the defense because that's a talented team going over there and taking their uniforms off tonight for the Carter Cowboys, and it was total domination.
So Sulphur Springs now will get Springtown next week. Springtown beat Fort Worth Castleberry 52-16, no surprise. Springtown 10-1 for the season. But records don't mean a lot because you just don't know the quality of competition. And in my estimation, generally, as you get west of Fort Worth, the talent level is not quite as strong as it is to the east.
Even if you get to Fort Worth, there's not a whole lot of Fort Worth teams.
Right.
If you get west of like South Lake, Capel, and some of those, when you get into Fort Worth and over, every once in a while you get a dominant. But in football, they're not as dominant as they are in basketball. But we're going to also play a mascot that we may have never played before, the Porcupines.
I don't think so. So we do not know time and date, but maybe by tomorrow morning we will. I'll be up bright and early, and if you'll listen into KSST about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning or around that time, we may have that for you. Again, Tony, we talked about the fact that as we were coming into the stadium tonight, you and I were talking that Aubrey beat Kimball. Kimball was the first-place team out of Carter's district.
Yep.
Aubrey was the fourth-place team in Sulphur Springs district.
Yep.
Aubrey beat Kimball 35-33, and that was kind of a tip.
That set the stage because we knew Salina, but we discussed a minute ago, all 4A D1 teams took care of District 8, and by a bunch. The margin was huge. Of course, you had a 75-0 from Salina, but that helps you. But Panther Creek and the Wildcats both scored a lot of points and came away, and the district was just took care of it.
It is possible. I will just put this out there. If Sulphur Springs should win next week against Springtown, Panther Creek is playing Alvarado. If Panther Creek should win, it would be Sulphur Springs and Panther Creek again.
I'll take that because I don't think Panther Creek's going to play like they did last week against us, and I don't think we're going to play that way.
Right. So that would be very interesting.
But let's dethrone
first
the porcupine first.
That's right. That's a good team. That's a 10-1 team that Sulphur Springs will be playing next week. So Wildcat football is brought to you by Alliance Bank, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Farm Country, Hooten Hardware, as they're turning the lights out on us here, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, J. Hodge Chevrolet, and thanks again to J. Hodge for the Chevy Equinox, beautiful red vehicle that we came over in today. Saputo Dairy Foods, Christus Mother Francis Hospital, Copy Products, and BT Medical. Pregame presented by Super Handy. Halftime presented by Galleon Insurance, Hall Oil, and Super Handy. Final tonight is Wildcats 55, Dallas Carter 14. And we say thanks to Matt Jensen, our technical director and video producer. James Terry, our producer in the KSST studio. Aaron Groom is our assistant video producer. Of course, the great Tony Flippin with the color commentary here tonight. I'm John Mark Dempsey, and we say good night from T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium in Greenville.